Marinette Marines High School sports broadcasts are brought to you by North Honda Motorsports, Bayshore Credit Union, Riverside Auto, Tri-City Physical Therapy, Menominee County Federal Credit Union, Prestige Auto Body, Peshtigo National Bank, Dexter's, Kane Chevrolet Buick GMC, Bayside Motorsports, and the PCM Credit Union.
Good evening and welcome to Higley Stadium, where tonight's game is between the Marinette Marines and the Wrightstown Tigers. I'm Eric Bergstrom, alongside my partner, Kit Donaldson, and we're looking forward to a good game tonight. The weather, well, Kit, it's football weather.
You got that right. Yeah, it's a little crisp out here, but hey, we'll take it. Like I said, football weather, maybe a little bit earlier than we expected here in the relatively early September, but that's just the way it goes in northeast Wisconsin.
You got that right. And last week I was sweating, and tonight it just feels just right. We have hoodies on, we have our hats on, and we're ready for a great night of football.
Yeah, and next Friday we could be wearing shorts again. We'll see.
We'll see how it goes. Just a while ago, they had the coin toss. Marinette won the coin toss, but they chose to defer. So they will kick to start this game. So we'll see the offensive attack of the Wrightstown Tigers, and their attack is based primarily on the ground game.
Yeah, they're very impressive. 3-0 on the season. They are state ranked, and of course atop with other teams in the Northeastern Conference. And they're going to run, then they're going to run some more, and then they're going to run even more after that. But that being said, you got to respect their passing game, because they'll pass just enough to keep you honest, kind of lull you to sleep, and then bam, they'll hit you, and it's either yards per completion. So got to respect that. But of course, number one is trying to contain their running game. They got a couple of backs, and I'm going to talk about them here in just a bit, who are very tough. They got a 1-2 punch, including a 12, I think it was almost a 1,300 ground gainer from a year ago.
That's right, and doing some research on them, they're an interesting team. They lead the Northeastern Conference in rushing right now with 570 yards in 3 games, which is a lot. And like you said, they have 2 backs. Leading this year right now is Hunter Cuso. He leads the team with 240 yards rushing. And his backup, I don't even know if he is a backup. He might be the starter. But the number 2 rusher on the team this year was their number 1 leading rusher last year, and his name is Bryce Herlock. And like Kit said, he led their team last year with 1,295 rushing yards. This year he has 191. So it's interesting. Their leading rusher last year, he was so dominant, is not their leading rusher so far this year. They have a 2-headed attack.
And that just shows you how deep they are with those 2 backs, and they probably have more than that too. We'll see here in just a little bit. And you're going to hear from Coach Walters of Marinette real soon here as well, and find out what kind of looks we're going to see from Wrightstown. And I got a feeling, though, that there's not a whole lot of surprises. It's kind of just here we are, try to stop us.
That's right. Smack you in the mouth kind of team, at least from what I read about them this week. They look like a very powerful team, and that's how they approach the game, is to use their force, use their lines, and come right at you.
And you mentioned 570 yards on the ground through 3 games. That's almost 200 yards on the ground per game. Pretty close, and Marinette's been giving up about that much, right around 200 yards, which is a huge amount to give up defensively. So if you look at just those 2 things factored in, that could not bode well for the Marines. But that being said, the Marines at times, even though they're 0-3, at times they have looked, especially recently, they've looked a little bit better against the run.
And I think those numbers are skewed a little bit, only because, like you and I talked about coming over here tonight, in the first quarter a couple times this year, they've really hurt themselves a lot by having a turnover at the wrong time, giving the other team short field and easy score, and right away you're on the defensive immediately, and hopefully tonight they don't start off like that.
And that was especially the case last week against Little Chute, right here at Higley Stadium. On the first 2 possessions, 2 fumbles by the Marines, and I think the Mustangs had like 25 to 30 yards to work with. Very, very short fields, and they capitalize on in both cases. So against a team that is state ranked, against any team, it's not good to do that, but especially against a high-quality team, the margin for error is so slim.
And I don't think, I'm sure they'll take those errors, and Wrightstown wouldn't mind if Marinette gave them some freebies like that, but I don't think they need any. They're good enough. They don't need those freebies, so let's stay away from that.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, just the margin for error is so slim, you don't want to put yourself way behind the 8 ball, especially that early in the game.
Exactly right.
I tell you what, earlier in the week, Eric had a chance to chat with a third-year head coach for the Marinette Marines. Let's hear his chats with Andy Walters.
Eric Bergstrom here with Coach Andy Walters of the Marinette Marines. Coach, thanks for joining me again today.
You bet.
In your last game against Little Chute, I noticed that you were trying some direct snaps to James Jagelski. What was the thought process behind that? Was it just to get a hitting play?
That's exactly what we're trying to do. We had a couple of plays that we felt weren't hitting as quick as we would like them to do, and so and also able, trying to get the ball into James Jagelski's hands, a little bit more with the offense that we run. Our wing back on one side gets running plays on one side, and our wing back on the other side gets running plays to the other side. So we're trying to get the ball to James' hands a little bit more, but also more importantly trying to get plays to hit a little bit quicker.
Will we see more of that in the upcoming games?
Last game we ran it quite a bit. It's not something that is going to be our base offense, but we're still going to be running some of that stuff throughout the year.
How's the team's health 3 games into the season?
We're good. We're healthy. We have a couple just little minor things, but nothing that's come out moved players out or anything like that. So that's one positive right now.
You have some young players learning the game and really coming through when they do get on the field and they get that opportunity. A few that pop into my head right off the bat is Dalton Weisgerber, Adam Wall last week, and Kevin Kanine. He had a really good game last week as well. That has to be rewarding.
Sure is. Those guys are going to improve every week, and even some of our regular guys that we're seeing on the field every week. The Nathan Paris and some of those other guys. This is the first year getting varsity playing time. It's only the 3rd game last week, and they're finding out the hard way of the importance of being detail oriented and how important just your alignment is. How much 1 yard makes a difference. How much you're lined up inside a guy or outside a guy. How much that makes a difference too close to the line of scrimmage. All those things. Are important. And, that's one of the things, as a coaching staff that we looked at the end of this last game, that we felt was really hurting us. Just the way that we're lining up, not being detail-oriented in the way that we're lining up, and, we have to do a better job of coaching that.
That's so true, isn't it? Putting yourself in the best position to win and to just have success against all these really good teams. They find any weakness, any crack, and they're good enough to expose it.
You bet. I wish against some of these teams we could sustain our base defense, but unfortunately they do a lot of things that can really hurt us. We have to make some adjustments, and, we have to know what our adjustments are and not just kind of know around where I'm supposed to be, but exactly specifically what my job is, what my alignment. That's been a big stress of ours this week going into the Wrightstown game.
On a more personal note for you, after graduating from Marinette High, you went to UW Whitewater, right?
Sure did.
And at what point did you start thinking about coaching, like after your playing days were over?
It was always something that I wanted to do, inspired to do. I always wanted to work with kids, teach, and coach. Football has always been a big part of my life, and I love it. I got done playing at Whitewater. I spent a year there as a student assistant, helping out with linebackers. Once I finished school, there was an opening in Marinette, and everything worked out, and I've been here since, so it couldn't have worked out better for me.
Did you have a mentor or a coach that was really important to you becoming a head coach?
Every coach that I've had, going from high school with Coach Hanner, Coach Stouse, his staff, all the way through college with Coach Brian Borland and Coach Bresowitz, Stan Zmiethel, and those guys at Whitewater, all have a huge influence on me. Not only those guys that I've played for, but also the guys that I've coached with. Again, I had a great opportunity to coach with, Coach Stouse, Coach Hanner, Sam Comp, former head coach at Peshtigo, Jim Feiner, who was a state championship in De Pere, Mr. Gunlaw, won multiple state championships at Middleton, helped lead us through a couple playoff runs a couple of years ago. So all those guys have had a huge impact and have been mentors of mine.
All right, well, thanks a lot, Coach. I really appreciate it again, and go get them on Friday.
All right, thanks, Eric.
Welcome back to Marinette Marines football. We are just about ready to get underway here with the national anthem.
The national anthem here on the Patriot Day turning into Patriot Night, and of course very special on Friday night football, and of course throughout the day a lot of us recalling the tragic events of 14 years ago, and kind of just makes you take a moment to reflect on the great freedoms that we have here, and thank God for those who protect us.
It really does, and sports can bring you together too. So
yeah,
that's where we are tonight. And that's what they're talking about right now.
Corey Lambie, the principal of Marinette, and also the PA announcer here, and we'll try to catch a little bit of this if we can.
Men, women, and children were taken from us, leaving their families and our nation with a void that can never be filled. But those who brought hate to our shores and smoke to our skies did not expect our country to emerge stronger, and our beacons of hope and freedom to shine brighter as a result. In the years since, we have stood strong as one people. President Obama proclaimed September 11, 2015 as Patriot Day and National Day of Service and Remembrance in honor of the individuals who lost their lives on September 11, 2001. Ladies and gentlemen, please join in a moment of silence to recognize Patriot Day and National Day of Service and Remembrance. To honor America and those defending our freedom, we ask those who are able to please stand. Remove your hats and place your hand over your heart for the singing of our national anthem, performed tonight by Senior Hannah West.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were still gallantly streaming, and the rocket tracker, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hannah West has some pipe skit.
She does. Nicely done.
Didn't she sing it last week, too, didn't she?
I think so. That sounds right.
Very nice. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by North Motorsports, the area's only full-line dealer of Honda, Can-Am, Ski-Doo, Sea-Doo, and Snapper outdoor products. From their friendly sales staff to their certified service technicians, they've got you covered. Visit North Motorsports at 3711 10th Street in Menominee, or give them a call at 906-863-5592. Tonight's game is also being brought to you by Kane Chevrolet, driving the game to you as the #1 truck destination north of Green Bay. Kane Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, O'Connell, Marinette.
Earlier here on the pregame, Eric, we were talking about the very talented running game for Wrightstown. The question is, can Marinette get their running game going? They're without Caleb Maskey for at least one more week here. And then James Jagelski, the leading ground gainer, most of his yards came in the first two games. He had a rough one, the whole team had a rough game last week against Littleshoot. And James, a little bit, I guess you could say, out of position last week, because you're talking with Coach Walters about the direct snaps. The first two games, Jagelski was the wingback. Last week, he primarily was coming out of that tailback position right next to Luke Johnson in that wing T setup and taking direct snaps. And I'm not sure if that really is tailor-made for his type of running, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do.
That's right. I'm wondering if they're going to use Dalton Weisgerber maybe in that spot. He's a little bit bigger of a back, and he might be able to handle that kind of punishment. It goes along with going right up the middle like that. And I looked at last game. It kind of looked like a learning experience because they were trying something new, and I believe Caleb Maskey is an important part of the team, especially going up the middle. He was the one that was doing a lot of those inside runs, like you said, and Jagelski was hitting the outside or trying to get to the outside. And last week he didn't really have a chance to do that because he was replacing Maskey, and he was doing a lot of the dirty work on the inside. So we'll see if they keep with Jagelski in the back still going up the middle like that, or if they find someone to take Maskey's spot and put Jagelski back where maybe a more natural position for him.
And for the Marines, hopefully they can get something going in the running game, make a dent against that Tigers defense, because then that can only open things up more for the very talented Jonte Webb, number 85 for the Marines, who has already double-digit catches in over 3 games now, and he's averaging well over 20 yards per catch, and such a dangerous receiver. And you can get him more opportunities by keeping the defense honest, by having a bit of a running game. Obviously, that just makes it better for the home team tonight.
Marinette does have some of those kind of players who make you get out of your seat, and he and Jagelski are the two. But Webb lately, the last few games, he's had some amazing catches. The one against Menominee comes to mind where he took it off the guy's helmet, off the cornerback's helmet, and then last week, right in front of us, he had an amazing catch where he was falling to the ground, and he kept his eye on the ball and caught it as he was hitting the ground. It was an amazing catch. It got me out of my seat, I know that.
And when you're a quarterback at any level, when you know you have a receiver like that, you don't have to be right on target. You don't have to hit him right in the numbers. You can throw it if you're just a touch off. You know that he's got the ability to go and make a grab and kind of make you look a little bit better. Boy, that's a luxury to have for any quarterback.
Exactly right. I think they call that a safety blanket, and those are nice to have to be a quarterback. Like you said, if he's in trouble and there's any kind of one-on-one coverage, it's not a bad option to throw it up to him, because he really is the one person, and he's at the one position that Marinette actually has an advantage over a lot of these teams because of his height.
And we're talking about it, Wrightstown obviously knows about it too. So the thing is, it's no surprise. So That's why you got to get some kind of balance going, and then you create some opportunities for yourself.
He's definitely no secret, I'm sure.
Not anymore. Not when he's a senior who was all conference in the Bay Conference last year, and it's early this season, but only a third of the way through. But he could be on his way to doing the same thing, being all conference in the Northeastern Conference.
It was interesting hearing Coach Walters talk about his coaching, all of his mentors, all the coaches that he sort of grew up with, and he learned to coach from. I'm sure you knew a lot of those names, right?
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Of course, Joel Hanner and Tim Stiles, legendary. You mentioned Sam Comp, great years at Peshtigo. Then he also was here with Marinette for a little while, too, and did a nice job. Kurt Gunlock and others, and obviously not just high school, but then Coach Walters going back to his collegiate days at UW Whitewater, where he really learned a lot there as a player, and then also, as you mentioned, the 1 year as an assistant coach as well.
We are just about ready to get underway. Back for Wrightstown to receive the kick is Tyler Tunis and Joshua Verbeeten. Kicking off for the Marines is Garrett Wallaway.
He of the orange shoes.
The orange shoes. He of the playing basketball in the Marine squad, and also he's a big-time golfer, is he not?
Oh, that's for sure. Plays some soccer, too, and good to see Garrett out on the gridiron and going to put his left foot into the pigskin here to get this thing going.
The crowd starts to hoot and holler. The student section is ready. And Wallaway up to the ball, and he gets a leg into it. It's a short kick. Fair caught at the 29. He drops it, but he gets on it. Could have been a big break there for the Marines.
Yeah, it was fair caught, and then it was, fair dropped. And it was a live ball there, and Wrightstown fortunate to fall on the football.
That would have been a nice break to get right off the bat.
Is that asking for too much?
That is. But you know what? I'm still going to ask. We deserve some of those.
When you're 0-3, you'll take any break you can.
We deserve some of those.
We didn't get it.
Tonight, maybe. So Wrightstown takes over. They start the game at the 27-yard line. 1st and 10. 3 backs in the backfield. Quarterback is underneath the center. He turns around and hands off immediately. They have a little bit of room. The first run goes to Hunter Kusau.
Yeah, with that full house backfield set up, 3 lined up parallel to one another behind the quarterback. And Kusau, like you said, he got just through that first wave to manage to get to, about maybe 3 yards, maybe 4, and when he almost got nothing.
4 yards on that first down carry. It's 2nd down and 6 from the 31-yard line. Wrightstown up to the ball. 3-back set again. Turns around. This time, it's not to Kuso. He gets it to Joshua Verbeeten, and he kind of moseys his way, follows his blockers a little bit, a slow-moving play, and he picks up actually 3 or 4 yards himself.
Yeah, and that very easily could have been no gain or a loss. Marinette had him set up in the backfield briefly, but right now with the first 2 plays, these Wrightstown running backs are showing some good power to break that initial hit.
Wrightstown is traveling from right to left on your sports radio, 570 radio dial. Here's the play. Kusau gets it. He has running room. He's at the sticks. Brought down by Connor Nelson and a host of Marines.
Yeah, Connor kind of cleaned him up after the initial hit. I didn't see who got him first, but they didn't need much. And they didn't get much, but they got enough to get the first down to the 40 and move the sticks. And the first down of the night belongs to Wrightstown.
Hunter Kusau gets the first down on his 3-yard carry. He has 7 yards now on 2 carries. 10 minutes, 39 seconds left, first quarter. First down and 10 from the 40 for the Tigers. They fake the run. They look to go deep. He does go deep to the sideline and out of bounds. Good coverage there by Jonte Webb.
Yeah, excellent coverage and a little play action. After 3 consecutive running plays, Wrightstown tries to go up top but didn't fool Marinette. And like I said earlier in the pregame, they will kind of lull you to sleep. I'm actually kind of surprised that they threw this early in the game.
I am too. But actually, he has a nice arm. He just threw it a little bit wide. It went out of bounds. Brings up second down and 10 from the 40-yard line. 3-back set. I don't think they're going to vary much from that. In motion goes Verbeeten to the right side. Right up the middle they go. Not much doing there.
I was going to say, took the words out of my mouth, and not much doing. The whole front line for Marinette right there.
That was Bryce Herlock that time.
Yeah, Herlock, he's the back who was over 1,000 yards for them last year. Actually, well over 1,000, almost 1,300 yards. And on his first carry, he doesn't get much.
Marinette standing tall right now. 10 minutes left, first quarter. We're scoreless. 3rd down and 8. Big play here for the Marines. This time the quarterback's by himself. He gets a snap. They have a wide receiver screen, but Marinette meets it and takes him down. And you know who it was, kid? It was Connor Nelson.
Yeah, and it was 3rd and 8, and they just tried a quick little hitch pattern out to the right, and not much at all. And because, like you said, number 46, the junior linebacker, Connor Nelson, with a big stick right there, and they get 1 first down, but now Wrightstown is forced to punt it away.
4th down and 7. Big stop there. James Jagelski back for the Marines. He's standing at his 20-yard line. Here's the snap. It's a low snap. Hits the ground. He picks it up, though. He gets it off. It's a short kick. Off to the right side. Out of bounds. Let's see where the referee marks it. They mark it at the 37-yard line of Marinette.
Now, this is really the best case scenario to start the ball game for Marinette. They defer, and then they end up playing defense. They did allow 1 first down, but then force a punt, and they end up getting the ball in really good shape here with position on the field. And let's see how the offense can do against this Wrightstown defense now on the first try.
This is what has not happened in the other games. 3 wide receivers, actually 4 now. Split out, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. The snap came late, so they're going to call false start. Luke Johnson thought the ball was coming, took a step back, but the ball did not. The snap came a little bit late.
And see, and Luke has Connor Nelson lined up next to him in that backfield out of the wing T formation.
He'd be a good option.
Yeah. Once again, the little things like this, too, all of a sudden instead of 1st and 10, 1st and 15, and it's a big difference.
9 minutes, 13 seconds left, first quarter. Marinette has the ball traveling left to right on your sports radio, 570 radio dial. First down and 10. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Connor Nelson gets the handoff, looks for room, nothing doing there. He's taken down by a host of Tigers, led by Gage Sellers.
Yeah, so 1st and 15 becomes 2nd and 15, and that's where that penalty can just kill you because, like I said, against a team like Wrightstown, they're state-ranked, and you all of a sudden you have to go an extra 5 yards to try to get the first down. That makes it extremely tough, and then they vary on the first down play.
They actually lost 2 on that play. It's 2nd down and 17 from their own 30-yard line. The wing T's in tight this time. Jonte Webb out to the right. They give it on an inside handoff to Jagelski. Nothing doing there.
They're right back to the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 3rd and 17. And so far 2 running plays has gotten negative 2 yards.
But this is, you don't want to get nervous here. You just want to play this game out. Don't worry about this. You don't have to get impatient or anything. So
right.
Third down is 17 from their own 30-yard line. We're scoreless in the first quarter.
It's all about living to fight another day.
You got it. Luke Johnson brings his team up to the line. In motion. They give it to Connor Nelson. He loses the handle. The ball's on the ground. Let's see who got it. Wrightstown. No.
And Marinette's pointing that they've got it.
They got it. That brings up a fourth down. We'll take that.
Well, breathe a sigh of relief. The Marines did lose a yard on that with the fumble. So now fourth and about 18. But fortunately, they didn't turn the ball over. Now punt it away and hopefully play some good defense again.
That's right. Get the ball into their territory. You don't want to give it up in your own territory.
Yeah, we talked earlier about the short field.
Let's make them go the long field this game. Nice punt. Back is Josh Verbeeten. He has it on the right side. He has a lot of room. He's up the right side of the field. He's into the open. He's at 30, 20, 10, 5, and he's brought down at the 2 by James Jagelski, who made up a lot of ground, and we have a flag.
Yeah, Verbeeten got about the 42 in his own territory. He was just tight-roping the right sidelines, and then had a lot of room down there, and James Jagelski saves a touchdown for the moment here.
There is a flag on the field at about the 15-yard line.
Seems to be
might be a block.
Yeah, on the return.
Wrightstown is backing up, so it looks to be against them, but we'll find out for sure in a second.
I believe the ref is mic'd up here. Hope to hear from him
shortly. It is against Wrightstown. Block in the back.
Yeah, from the spot of the foul, 10 yards against Wrightstown. That's their first penalty of the night, but they still got it in real good position.
They're in Marinette territory at the 27-yard line. First down and 10, 7 minutes, 33 seconds left, first quarter.
Yeah, so the block in the back occurred at the 17-yard line on the return by Verbeeten.
3 backs in the backfield. Quarterback under center. They get it immediately to Cuso. He has room up the middle, and he's got a first down, it looks like.
Showing very good patience again, these Wrightstown backs, including Cuso right there, as he kind of just navigated his way through the first wave and then had a little burst to get that first down.
He's low to the ground, too. He's not a big back, and he stays very low, uses his big thighs and pushes forward and follows his blockers, like you said. First down and 10 from the 15. Up the middle they go again.
I think that was Cuso again, wasn't it?
Into the end zone, and it was Cuso. Cuso from 15 yards out, and that's the first score of the game for Wrightstown. They take the lead, 6-0.
And they take advantage of a good special teams play on the kickoff return by Verbeeten, and then Cuso, back-to-back plays, gets the 27 yards.
We're seeing why he's their leading rusher. We await the extra point.
That might have been the identical play both times, back-to-back plays.
Here's the snap. Kick is up. Nice kick. And it's good. And after that kick, the score is Wrightstown 7, Marinette nothing. We'll be back on Sports Radio 570.
Looking for a credit union that truly cares about you and the community you live in? Then you ought to stop. See the folks at Bayshore Credit Union. Membership is open to anyone living or working in Marinette, Menominee, and Oconto counties. Whether it's everyday banking, a new auto loan, new mortgage, even a consolidation loan, they can help. And it's never too early to start establishing good credit. Bayshore Credit Union, located at 1514 Cleveland Avenue, Marinette. They're looking forward to meeting you.
Welcome back to Stadium, where Marinette finds themselves trailing 7-0 with 7 minutes, 10 seconds left in the first quarter.
And that running game. Oh, here we go. Oh, 1 second.
We're finding out the kicker's name. Jacob Peters is the kicker for Wrightstown. Jacob Peters. He wasn't on our roster sheet, so we just found out from one of their coaches.
And he's 1 for 1 in extra points.
Wrightstown to kick off. They lead 7-0. James Jagelski back for the Marines. See if he can make some magic happen. Here's the kick. It's a low line drive to the right side. It goes into the end zone. And we'll have a touchback. You couldn't have placed that any better if you threw it.
Yeah, exactly. And they kept it away from James Jagelski and goes into the end zone, as you mentioned. By the way, speaking of James Jagelski at halftime, we'll hear Eric's interview with the running back for the Marines and defensive back James Jagelski and special teams player. So anxious to hear what James had to say to Eric. Again, that's coming up at halftime.
I keep finding out lots of interesting things about these players. He told me who he thinks is the toughest Marine.
Ah, okay.
Marinette, 1st and 10 from their own 20. They trail 7-0. Here's the snap. In motion. They get the ball immediately, but nothing doing there. He's swarmed under.
Talk about pursuit to the football. About 4 or 5 Tigers there going after the Marine ball carriers.
It was Weisgerber.
Weisgerber. And the Marines right now, on offense, they're going in the wrong direction. They have negative yards here in their second possession.
All 3 of their backs have negative yards right now. Loss of 7, Kit. 2nd down and 17 from their own 13-yard line. In motion, Weisgerber. They fake it to him. Johnson looks to go deep, and he's hit, and he's brought down at the 1-yard line.
It's a very dangerously close to being a safety, but Luke just kept that knee out of the end zone, and like you said, the 1-yard line. But
they gave him progress. It's actually at looks like the 4, but he got taken down at the 1. I know that.
But like we're saying now, the Marines though going in the wrong direction here in this first quarter.
And this is where it is hard to play safe, because if you have to punt from your own end zone, that's danger territory.
Yeah, a lot of bad things can happen right here on this position of the field.
They're going to need the lines to either run, block, or protect here. In motion, Jagelski. They give it to Connor Nelson right up the middle, and he is taken down immediately. There's no room at all for Marinette to run.
Now, Wrightstown, they had a great punt return on the first punt by the Marines. Got them down to, even with the penalty, they started at the 27-yard line. And now their return men are on the Marinette side of the field, so they're going to get the ball in really good shape here. And the punter for the Marines, I think that's Luke Johnson, talk about the shadows of his own goalpost. You got that right here.
And you don't have much room when you're in there. He gets rid of it. A low liner to the right side. It goes out of bounds at the 30. Looks like the 33-yard line. That seemed like a bad kick, but not actually, because if he would have kicked it to that returner, they would have had better field position than that.
Yeah, he was kind of in a no-win situation there, Johnson, but he, like I said, did a good job angling it off to the right and towards the near side here, right by the Marinette bench. And no return, that's a good thing. The only bad thing is Wrightstown, well, you knew they were going to get the ball in good shape, but like I said, no return nonetheless. Make them earn it here.
They start at Marinette's 33-yard line. 1st down and 10, and they lead 7-0 with 5 minutes, 10 seconds left, first quarter. They get the ball. They fake it to Cuso. The quarterback keeps it, and he goes up the middle for a touchdown from 33 yards out. He faked everybody out, including myself.
Yeah, first time that they've done that where the quarterback has called his own number. And again, their QB is Hayes, Zach Hayes, 33 yards. So after a 2-play drive on their last possession, this is a 1-play drive. 33 yards goes the quarterback Hayes, and just like that, it's now 13-0.
Zach Hayes from 33 yards out scores. It was a great fake. He put it right in his belly and pulled it out, and he had wide open space. The extra point is up, and the extra point is good.
That's Peterson, 2 for 2 now.
2 for 2. That brings the score to 14-0. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by North Motorsports, the area's only full-line dealer of Honda, Can-Am, Ski-Doo, Sea-Doo, and Snapper outdoor products. From their friendly sales staff to their certified service technicians, they've got you covered. Visit North Motorsports at 3711 10th Street in Menominee, or give them a call at 906-863-5592. Also, Kane Chevrolet, driving the game to you as the #1 truck destination north of Green Bay. Kane Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, O'Connell, Marinette.
Somehow, some way, the Marines got to turn things around, down 14-0, and They started off the game with a good defensive stand. But they allowed one first down, then forced a punt. But the last two possessions, or first two possessions on offense here have been just dreadful. Give Wrightstown a ton of credit, but Marinette's got to try to get things going somehow. And right now these Wrightstown Tigers are just coming at them in droves on both sides of the ball.
You can see why they lead the Northeastern Conference in rushing.
Exactly. And they're owning the trenches and up 14-0 here.
Marinette to receive. Here's the kick. On the ground. Worm burner. Picked up at the 25-yard line. Slips. And Marinette will start at the 27-yard line. Their own 27-yard line. That was Adam Wall picking up that ball and running it.
Okay, Marinette starting at least at the 27 as opposed to where they were the last time they had the ball. But the problem is on the first two possessions, you had a lot of minuses on your scorecard there.
A lot of minuses. So let's get some positives now.
Almost every play, as a matter of fact.
Almost every play, you're right. The only one was one that went nowhere, just 0 yards. Here's the snap. Johnson back, fires to the left. He has Webb. He has some room. He splits the defenders. And he picks up a big 17 yards on a slant. And
Luke actually bobbled that snap just a tad. I thought, oh, no, here we go. But he threw a strike to Webb, the most dangerous weapon they have. Him and Jagelski, but I think Webb's even more dangerous. Got him in some space somehow. And once Webb gets the ball, he can make that first guy miss. And like you said, 17 yards later, Marinette has their first down of the night.
That's not a bad way to play if you're having trouble keeping them out. Just do some quick slants. In motion, Weisgerber. He gets it, and then nice run there. It might have been Adam Wall, actually. Let me check. No, it was Weisgerber.
And that was a tough run. Gets across midfield on a first down and 10. He got looks to be about 6 yards on that carry into Wrightstown territory for the first time tonight.
Very nice play there. It was a little inside run. Dalton Weisgerber, I've been impressed with him all year, actually.
Exactly. Doesn't get many carries, but he's looked impressive on the short amount of carries he has had.
Marinette in Tigers territory for the first time tonight. 4 minutes, 8 seconds left. They hand it off to Jagelski. Jagelski, nowhere to run on that one.
Yeah, a little back at his wingback position and came from the right to the left going towards the Wrightstown bench. And Wrightstown read it well. They had containment, and James couldn't get free, and no gain in that play. So third and, might have got one actually, but it's a third and manageable, about 3rd and 3 now.
3rd and 3 for Marinette. From Wrightstown's 46.
Mentioned before those quick hitters. That may not be a bad option to go here tonight, but trying to hit Webb or somebody else on the quick slants.
That might be the only option. Right up the middle goes Connor Nelson. He may have gotten a yard. He put his head down and tried, but he couldn't get there.
Yeah, he got a yard, but it's going to be 4th and 2 as he's just outside of the 45-yard line of Wrightstown, but they got to get to the 44, so it's a good yard and a half at least for the 4th down. And do you dare go for it here?
It's a tough choice. I'm a gambler by nature, kid.
Yeah, well,
so I'd probably go for it, but it doesn't look like they're going to go for it.
Coach Walters is going to punt here, barring a fake here. Jagelski coming on the field late.
That's why I'm not a head coach. That's why I'm up here. Here's the snap, and here's the punt. It's a low punt off to the left side. Gets a Marine hop. It's picked up at about the 10-yard line. Not too much room. He may have gotten it up to the 20, though. Kind of squirted past the defender.
And it may have been Verbatim who had a good return earlier, but he made the first guy miss and managed to get some positive yardage after that. Made the first guy miss.
I'll tell you one thing. He was smart to pick that up because if he would have let that go, it may have rolled all the way to the 1 because that's where it was heading. He got it all the way up to the 20-yard line, and that is where Wrightstown will take over, leading 14-0 with 2 minutes, 43 seconds left in the first quarter. They're traveling right to left on your Sports Radio 570 radio dial. They're in their familiar offense, 3 backs, 1 quarterback under the center, and here's the snap. It looks like they may have gotten that one to Herlock, and Herlock didn't get much, maybe back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
Yeah, the defensive front for the Marines doing a fine job on that first down play by Herlock.
That's all he got, right back to the line of scrimmage. That brings up a 2nd down and 10 from their own 20.
With that full house backfield, the three backs lined up right behind the quarterback, parallel to one another. Not a whole lot of surprises there, but just got to play defense.
Marinette looks to blitz, and they do a run blitz, and it works. They bottle up the inside. It looks like Marinette's starting to sell out now in that run kit. which is dangerous if they pull that back.
And now on third down, you think that they would go into a little more, third and long, a little more conservative type defensive package here.
Herlock out. Looks like 2 from here on the scoreboard. It says 1.
Yeah, it looks like 2. But on that second down play, that was a great call by Marinette with that run blitz, as you mentioned.
Wrightstown up to the line. They have 2 receivers split to the left now, which is different. Quarterback drops back in the shotgun. Here's the snap. He looks to throw, and he's under pressure, and Marinette takes him down.
First sack of the night for
Big
the Marines.
play.
Yeah.
Nice play there by Marinette, and that was Adam Wall. Adam Wall bursts through the line and takes down the quarterback for Marinette.
And that was a different quarterback. Hansen was the quarterback, not Hayes.
Thought he looked a little taller.
Yeah.
That brings up 4th down and 15 from their own 15-yard line with 1 minute, 3 seconds left in the first quarter. Good stand by Marinette's defense there. A lot of pressure. Jagelski awaits the punt. There it is. It's a nice kick all the way to midfield. Jagelski has it. Goes straight up the middle, bounces to the right side. He's dancing, and he's taken down. Benjamin Kleister for the Tigers. Nice open field tackle.
Yeah, it was a tough guy to tackle in the open field. Number 21, James Jagelski, on a 6-yard return from midfield to the 44-yard line of Wrightstown. So the Marines, the one thing they've done now, though, thanks to that last drive they had and playing some good defense, they flipped the field here.
Here's where maybe they want to try Jonte Webb on one of those slants. Webb is out to the left side. The wing tee, everybody else in tight. Luke Johnson in motion, Jagelski. They give it to him. He tries to go inside. Nothing doing. He may have gotten 1. It looks like he got 1, maybe 2.
I think he got 1 or 2. As mentioned, he tried to turn it upfield as soon as he got it that wing back position, a little reverse off the left side. And Wrightstown, they're doing a good job of stopping that so far in this first quarter.
Another dangerous weapon that Marinette has, that we haven't called his name yet tonight, is Nathan Paris. He's into the game. There's 15 seconds left in the first quarter. Marinette trails 14-0. Jonte Webb split to the right. And Paris. Here's the snap. Johnson back. Nice play. A little screen to the left side, and it's open, Kit. He has room. It's Nathan Paris, it looks like. He has room up the left side, and he goes all the way down to the 10-yard line.
That's a great way to end the first quarter, as everybody was going to the right with Jonte Webb and also another back who was out there. But they have everything flowing to that side, and then back they come to the left, to the weak side over to Paris, who was wide open, and he had just green acres to go down the left sideline, all the way to the 10-yard line. The first quarter's history. And
that's how the first quarter ends. Wrightstown 14, Marinette nothing. When we come back, Marinette will be looking to score from the Wrightstown 10-yard line. We'll be back on Sports Radio 570.
Kim Barrett and all the staff of Tri-City Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine of Marinette are committed to get you back to your quality of life. Tri-City Physical Therapy has been in business for over 25 years and specialize in the treatment of shoulder, knee, and back, as well as general physical therapy. Let them help you overcome pain after an injury or disease. Tri-City Therapy and Sports can provide you with the most skilled and personalized rehabilitation treatment plan possible to help you get back on track. Tri-City Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine at 602 Wells Street in Marinette.
Welcome back to Higley Stadium, where Marinette just had a huge play all the way down to the Tigers' 10-yard line. They're looking to punch it in.
I didn't get the number on that play, how long it was.
33.
33 yards to Paris. And like we were talking going into the break, it was set up beautifully. As you had Jonte Webb to the near side and Luke Johnson just selling it out completely, looking all the way to the right. Then he just lobs it to the left side over a defender's head who was actually coming after Luke, a pass rusher, and he got it to Paris, who was wide open. And then Paris, once he gets in the open space, look out. And for a second there, we thought he might take it to the house, but down to the 10-yard line, we'll take it.
I think I'm going to take credit for that. I think I called his name before that even happened, Kit. So
you did?
Yeah, I'll take credit for that. First down and 10 for Marinette. Dalton Weisgerber gets the handoff. Nothing doing there. May have lost a yard. He lost 1 yard. That'll bring up second down and 11 for Marinette from the 12-yard line.
Okay, so they can get a first down. So, all right. Am I right in saying that?
You are right.
Okay. But looking at those sticks across the way.
You're always right, aren't you?
Well, no.
Second down and 10. Johnson back to throw. Fires it to Webb. Nice play there. Right at the sticks. Might be a little short.
Great throw and a little curl in right around inside the 5 to Jonte Webb. And Luke Johnson just threw a bullet. He had to because there were some defenders that were in the neighborhood of number 85. And they're going to be about maybe 2 yards shy of the first down. But on third down, they got 2 cracks at it now.
You know what? They're starting to figure out where they can be successful in this game, though. It's these quick hitters, these quick-hitting passes, and like you said, the misdirection on that screen.
And this tight to not much room to work here close to the goal line, that kind of decreases your options here.
Third down and 3 from the 5-yard line. Here's the handoff up the middle to Connor Nelson. He's pushing forward. Let's see where they give him progress to.
Some hard running by Connor, but I see the official there already holding up his fist to indicate fourth down. Okay, 4th and 1, the way it looks.
He got 2. It's a 4th and 2. It's a lot. It's almost like a yard and a half.
I was going to say, if that's 2, it's a short 2. But against Wrightstown, yards like this are very hard to come by. So, do you stick with the running game, or maybe you do a little play action here?
I do not run. I do play action right now.
See what Coach Walters wants to do.
4th down and 2 for Marinette. Here's the snap. Johnson takes it himself. He fights forward. Does he get it? I don't know. He got pushed back. Let's see where they give it to him. It's going to be really close.
And tough to tell from way up here in the press box. I don't think he got it, though.
We're still awaiting the call. He did not get it, it looks like. Wrightstown will take over at the 4-yard line.
Yeah, great stand by the Tigers right there as a thwart to that Marinette drive that got all the way inside the 5-yard line. And that's tough. And Luke just pulled up a little bit short on that.
Just a little bit short. He put his head down, but he couldn't get that little bit extra push.
And neither could, obviously, the offensive line, which is where it all begins.
Some impressive play calling, though, in that last series for Marinette. The Tigers take over. 1st down and 10 from their own 4. Right away, they go up the middle, and they have a big hole, and it goes to Josh Beaton. He fumbles the ball at the end of the run, and it looks like Marinette may have the ball, and they do. Wow. Big play there, Kit.
I was going to say, Beaton did Wrightstown a great favor by getting out of the shadows of their own goalposts, giving some breathing room, but unfortunately for him, he fumbles just as he's going down, and the Marines, Johnny on the spot, and now they get the football back right at the 20-yard line.
At the 20-yard line, Marinette takes over. They're traveling right to left on your Sports Radio 570 radio dial with 9 minutes, 45 seconds left in the first half. This is a big series because if they punch this one in, you're talking 14-7.
By the way, Jonte Webb on the fumble recovery. That is the first turnover of the night for either team. They're at a very important drive. Now we got a whistle out there before we get things going. Where Webb is pumped up.
If I'm coaching, I'm going to Webb right now because if you look, he's one-on-one on the left side, and there's a lot of space because Marinette's on the other side of the field. I'm lobbing that to the left corner of the end zone. Here's the snap. Johnson back. He goes to the right instead. He had a man, overthrew him just a bit. It looks like Nate Paris maybe over on the right side.
And you were close in calling that one. They had Paris to the, as mentioned, to the right, Webb to the left. And Webb actually had more space, like you said, to work with. But Luke looking the right side all the way, so it was designed to go to Paris. And why not? He had a good catch and run earlier in this first half. A very important drive right here. The Marines down 2 scores, 14-0, and we're early in the second quarter. But they could punch it in here. Wrightstown might realize they're in for a tussle here.
Jonte Webb split to the left again. He's singled up. In motion, Weisgerber. They give it to Weisgerber. He gets rid of one would-be tackler, but he can't get rid of the second one. He's taken down, it looks like maybe behind the line of scrimmage.
The yards on the ground is so hard to come by for the Marines. I think they've only had a couple of maybe 2-3 carries here in this first half where they had positive yardage, and I think the longest run has been, I think Weisgerber had about a 7 or 8 yard run earlier.
And that's in his stats, he had a -7 to begin. So his stats, he's actually still at -3 for the night.
Yeah, he lost one right there. It's 3rd and 11 now for the Marines.
3rd and 11 from Wrightstown's 21-yard line. Webb split to the left. Jagelski out there with him. They fake it to Jagelski, fire to Webb right down the middle. Nice play there, and he's got the first down.
Yeah, and give the offensive line some credit that time because Johnson had time to do a little pump fake, and then he threw it to Webb over the middle of the field, and the Marines have their first down of the night, and a key one right there on a 3rd and 11 at the 21. They get the first down, and they got a 1st and goal to go here.
Such a weapon kit. I mean, I like what they're doing right now with these quick-hitting slants to him. Big target.
He split to the left this time.
First down and 7 for the Marines. 8 minutes, 35 seconds left. Johnson gets it. He hands it off to Jagelski. Going left, and he had nothing going there.
Yeah, going left and going east and west running, and unfortunately not able to turn it up, trying to find an opening, but there was none to find.
The problem they're having is the interior of that defense is pushing right up the middle, and it's disrupting those plays that take a little while to develop. 2nd down and 7.
A goal to go at the 7. So the good news is the Marines have 3 downs to try to get it into pay dirt here and maybe cut the score in half.
8 minutes left in the first half. Wrightstown 14, Marinette nothing, but Marinette knocking on the door. Johnson gets the snap, drops back, fires to Jagelski. Oh, dangerous pass. He picks it up, but he doesn't pick up much on it, maybe a yard.
Yeah, just a little down and out to Jagelski. And you're right, Luke had to put that right in the right spot, because if he throws it to the inside even just a little bit, you could be looking at about a 95-yard return for Wrightstown on the interception. But to Luke's credit, he put it in the right spot, and not much on that play, but good intentions, though. Try to get it out to Jagelski in space.
You have to have a good arm to make that throw, because that was all the way across the other side of the field. And like you said, if that's not thrown perfectly, the defensive back has taken that all the way back.
And Coach Walters wants a timeout here on this very important 3rd and goal coming up from the 7-yard line.
And we'll take a timeout as well and be back on Sports Radio 570. Bayside Motorsports and Cycle is your full-line service destination, servicing most makes and models of ATVs and motorcycles, from a simple tune-up and oil change to major engine overhauls. Their expanded service department will have you back on your machine fast. Bayside Motorsports and Cycle also specializes in motorcycle and ATV performance work to keep you a step above your competition. Ask about their service specials. Bayside Motorsports and Cycle in Green Bay or at BaysideMotorsports.com. Welcome back to Hinckley Stadium, where the Marines are knocking on the door at the 7-yard line of Wrightstown, looking to score.
And a couple of chances here, and you got to believe, I know we've been saying number 85, Jonte Webb, and obviously Wrightstown knows all about him. But that being said, Webb's got a few catches here tonight, so can they stop him? And here on 3rd down, you got 3rd and 7, or 3rd and goal from the 7, so 2 opportunities, and I got to believe you got to throw it, because the running game just is garnering nothing so far tonight. And maybe, I don't know, the element of surprise maybe, but the passing game seems to be the route to go here.
I would like a fake slant to the inside and have him roll back to the left side, because he's been doing a lot of damage on those inside slants.
Eric Bergstrom, offensive coordinator.
You got it. 3rd down and 7. Here's the snap. They fake the handoff, fire it down the middle, and we have a touchdown, Marinette. Beautiful play. Play action, and he fired it right over the middle to Dalton Weisberger.
Yeah, and Luke Johnson is looking very good tonight, throwing that pigskin. And like I said, he faked to the right just a little bit, then just a little slant over the middle, and he hits a Weisgerber right in the end zone for a perfect strike, and the Marines are on the board. And Dalton Weisgerber having a good first half here, had one nice carry, and now he has a catch for a touchdown. And if Wallaway can add the PAT, it's going to be 14-7.
7-yard touchdown pass from Luke Johnson to Dalton Weisgerber, and the extra point is good. We have a game kit, 14-7 now.
Sounds good to me, Eric.
Sounds good to all of us, and the crowd is up. The student section's having a great time, and the band is playing the school fight song. We like this.
And once again, Luke Johnson looking very impressive throwing that football tonight. What kind of numbers do you have for him right now, if we can add them up real quick?
Some amazing numbers, actually. Something we saw last week from the opponent's quarterback. We're seeing it from our home quarterback. He's actually 6 of 7 tonight, only missed 1. He has 80 yards and 1 touchdown.
Wow. Yeah, very impressive. And the Marines obviously looked good on that drive. They took advantage of that fumble recovery that ends up being, a 20-yard drive. And the two biggest plays, the first down on 3rd and 11 to Jonte Webb, and then, of course, the touchdown to Wise River. And now the Marines, if they can play defense the way they did the last time, well, they really make Wrightstown think here.
And now they're playing your song kit, too.
Name that tune.
All right. Marinette fights back. They're right back in this ball game. 14-7, the Tigers lead.
Let's stick with the Foghat song from during the pregame show.
Kim was having a great time tonight, listening to the music earlier. All right, Marinette getting ready to kick off. They'll be kicking right to left on your Sports Radio 570, your radio dial. Garrett Wallaway puts his left leg into it. High kick all the way to the 20-yard line, taking up the left side. A lot of room there. All the way up to the 40-yard line goes Josh Verbeeten. He's been a beast on these kickoffs, kid.
Yeah, punt returns and kickoff returns. He did have the one fumble earlier. That was on a punt return. But I tell you, he's actually, that was just on a carry, I think it was, not even on a return. But good second effort there by Verbeeten, and Wrightstown has it in good shape already at just outside the 40-yard line of Marinette.
He's not very big either, 5'9", 170. But he plays big.
He does.
Starting at their own 40-yard line is Wrightstown. They lead 14-7. 3 backs in the backfield. Here we go. Handoff. This time it's Herlock, and he pushes forward for a first down. He was met after 2 yards off the left side, and he carried a tackler about another 6 yards.
And I've been impressed by the Wrightstown ball carriers, including Herlock and also, of course, all their backs so far tonight. They got that good second effort where they'll, like I said, they'll carry some guys with them.
They sure do. That brings them all the way up to midfield with 6 minutes, 52 seconds left in the first half. First down and 10. Here's the snap. They get it to Herlock again. Same exact play. This time he can't carry the tackler, and he's brought down. Good defense by the Marines.
And not the same result, that's for sure.
Gain of 1. He has 15 yards on 5 carries right now, so they're kind of keeping him in check.
And Adam Wall with the initial hit there. And Wall's been looking pretty good here defensively here in this first half.
Having a real good game. Second down and 9 from Marinette's 49-yard line. The Tigers get ready. Here's the snap. They hand it off. It looks like, who got this one? Was it Verbeeten again, right up the middle? No, it was Kuso. We haven't heard his name for a while, and he got a big pickup. Almost a first down. He got 9 yards.
And puts him in good shape here, as I mentioned. It was second and long, 2nd and 9, but he gets about 8, so 3rd and 1 coming up here. And dangerous down for the Marines defense here.
Watch the play action. 3rd down and 1 from Marinette's 41. They don't do play action. Straight up the middle they go, and straight up the middle they get the first down.
Yeah, they didn't mess around. They just went after that first down, and that's 5 first downs in this first half now for the Tigers, who are on the march.
That was Stetson Burmeister, his first carry, and he took it right up the middle. He's a big back.
He's been doing a lot of blocking, but like you said, his first carry of the night.
5 minutes, 30 seconds left, first half. They're at the 38-yard line. Up the middle they go. Herlock, nothing doing there. Taken down. He might have gotten 1. Not too much there. Marinette being stout up the middle right now.
Yeah, good team effort there on defense by the Marines. And that's what it takes. And one of the captains for the Marines, Jesse Johnston, helping out on the hit, but he wasn't alone.
He certainly wasn't. There were many Marines in on that tackle. Here's the snap. They get to Herlock off the left side. He's looking for room, and he's met by 3 or 4 Marines. Nice job there. Jagelski got in there for run support. He may have picked up 4 yards, it looks like.
Yeah, they got a pretty good drive going here. They started in pretty good shape on the 40-yard line. They've covered about a little more than 20, 25 yards on this drive already, and they're in 4-down territory here in Wrightstown, doing it all on the ground.
3rd down and 4 from the 33-yard line. In motion goes Kuso to the right side. They go right up the middle again, and there's a lot of room there, and he's still fighting. Big run there. Again, Stetson Burmeister. He's hard to bring down once he gets moving.
Yeah, and had a good second effort there, a little spin move, and gets another first down. Just a kind of a methodical type drive here for Wrightstown.
First down and 10 from Marinette's 25-yard line. 4 minutes, 12 seconds left in the first half. Wrightstown 14, Marinette 7. Wrightstown, 3 backs in the backfield. Quarterback under the center. Real low. He gets it. And he hands it off to the right side. There's room. There's Kusau. He tried to stiff arm Jagelski, but James was having none of that, and he brought him down, but not after a big gain.
That was a big gain, but also a touchdown-saving tackle by Jagelski, and once again in space. It ended up being about an 8-yard gain, but it could have been a touchdown, and Jagelski with a very difficult open field tackle did a nice job. He was literally the last line of defense.
He really was. That brings up second down and 2. They gave him 8 on that carry from Marinette's 17-yard line. Here's the snap. They get it to Kusau off the right side. He's looking for a hole. He's brought down by Adam Wall, but not after he picks up the first down and another 3 yards on top of that.
Yeah, they only needed a couple. They moved the sticks again, and Adam Wall again makes a tackle with an assist from Connor Nelson.
They already have 13 plays on this drive.
Yeah, and they got 3 first downs on this drive, too, and 7 on the night. And this drive towards the end of the first half is, like I said before, kind of methodical and everything on the ground.
First and 10 from Marinette's 12-yard line. 3 minutes left. Hand off to Herlock. He bounces to the left side, cuts it back in, and he takes it into the end zone.
Ooh, that was a tough run. Like you said, he cut it back, and he was going through trees there, and the Marines somehow couldn't grasp him, and he ends up getting the 12-yard TD run.
I thought he was going to be down about 4 or 5 times, and he kept bouncing off tacklers.
Yeah, you're right. Nobody. Let's wrap up. They weren't wrapping up on that particular play, and turns into a 12-yard touchdown run.
Bryce Herlock, 12-yard TD run. We await the extra point. Here's the snap. Kick is down. The kick is up. And it's good. That brings the score to Wrightstown 21, Marinette 7. Kit and I will take a quick break and be back on Sports Radio 570.
Where can you go to get a bite to eat before or after the game? Dexter's. Dexter's in Menominee has enough seating for the whole team and a menu to fit everyone's taste and appetite. Or call ahead and take your order to go. Dexter's looks forward to seeing you this year. Good luck to all M&M Sports participants. Dexter's, located on 10th Avenue in Menominee. Check out their menu online at dextersrestaurantonline.com and like us on Facebook.
Find your next truck at Kane, the #1 truck destination north of Green Bay for 2015. From the most dependable full-size pickups on the road, Kane delivers Silverado. Or the most advanced pickup ever, Kane delivers Sierra. Right now, visit Kane in Marinette or O'Connell to enter the Chevrolet Packers Ultimate Fan Sweepstakes. Win a 2016 Chevrolet and other great prizes. Over 300 quality vehicles at KaneGM.com, O'Connell, and Marinette.
Welcome back to Marinette Marine Football, where the Wrightstown Tigers have just scored to make the score 21-7 right now.
That was a good drive by Wrightstown, a good answer after Marinette had cut the score in half from 14-0 to 14-7. Wrightstown comes back with a good kickoff return and then a 14-play, 61-yard drive and everything on the ground, all 61 yards, and they get it into the end zone. And this is a very important 2:56 here to close out the first half. Marinette in striking distance to get the ball to start the second half, so they need to keep it close here. Unlike last week when they're down 35-0, they, like I said before, they're in striking distance here in this one, but this is a very important 2 minutes and 56 seconds to close out this half.
Very, very important, and they get ready to receive the kickoff. 2 minutes, 56 seconds left in the first half. Here's the kick. It's up. It's a low. Jagelski will have a chance. He takes it at the 10-yard line, runs to the right. Back to the middle. He has room, Kit, off to the right side, and he's horse-collared, and they call it.
I'm going to say, I saw the official across the way as soon as he said horse collar, and that's one that I think anybody in the stands could have made that call. And fortunately, the ref did see it. It was right in front of him. And so they're going to tack on 15 to this carry by Jagelski. And, at some point this year, I don't know when it's going to happen, but got to believe that James is going to take the distance on one of these returns.
He sure is. He's exciting. He had that ball, and he had a lot of speed going off that right side.
And that'll be 2 penalties against Wrightstown now, 2 for 25.
Personal foul that brings the ball all the way into Tiger territory. Marinette will start at Wrightstown's 47-yard line.
Pretty clean first half. 2 penalties for 25 yards for Wrightstown. Marinette with just 1 penalty for 5 yards, and that was on their first snap of the game from scrimmage.
Marinette doing all their damage through the air tonight. Here's the snap. Johnson back to throw. He gets rid of it, and it's caught.
And
there's also a flag because one of the receivers was taken down by a defender.
Yeah, and Luke Johnson got drilled just as he threw the football. And give number 23 credit for hanging in there. Let's see what the penalty is here.
Nathan Paris made the catch.
In traffic.
12-yard catch.
Yeah, so obviously it'll be a penalty decline because I think you're right, there's interference here on a different receiver.
That was a big catch, too. You said Luke Johnson got hit as he threw. Well, Paris got hit as he caught, so they both got hit. So tough plays on both ends of the ball.
And if I heard right before and your stats are right, Luke Johnson with just 1 incompletion so far tonight.
Just 1. He has 92 yards now. He's 7 of 8. 1 touchdown. He's real confident today because he's dropping back and he's getting rid of it.
Yeah, and you're right. Just a quick, like maybe 2-step drop and everything out real quick.
We have a timeout on the field. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by North Motorsports, the area's only full-line dealer of Honda, Can-Am, Ski-Doo, Sea-Doo, and Snapper outdoor products. From their friendly sales staff to their certified service technicians, they've got you covered. Visit North Motorsports at 3711 10th Street in Menominee or give them a call at 906-863-5592. Also, Kane Chevrolet, driving the game to you. #1 truck destination north of Green Bay. Kane Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, O'Connell, Marinette. And we appreciate both those sponsors. And we definitely appreciate Kane when we're on the road, right? When we're going on the road.
I think we'll have that Equinox out next Friday going to O'Connell Falls.
That'll be my first time there, actually.
Okay, looking forward to that. Always fun seeing our friends over in O'Connell Falls, and we'll be there next Friday for after 2 straight home games, hitting the road again.
Hitting the road in the Chevy Equinox. It's a great ride. I love that. We put the miles on that last year.
A great atmosphere here tonight at Higley Stadium. A fun football game. The Marines hopefully can make it even closer here on this drive. We'll see.
1st and 10 from Wrightstown. 30-yard line. Marinette has the ball with 2 minutes, 44 seconds left in the first half. Jonte Webb split left. We have a little confusion. The Marinette coach is talking to the referees on the sideline. Not sure what that's all about. But there's the whistle. We can begin now. Here's the snap. Johnson looks left, and he's hit hard.
Yeah, the blitz was on, and he got hit, and still it was almost complete as Weisgerber was right around the 30-yard line, and the ball, after Luke got hit, it was like a wounded duck, and I thought, that's up for grabs. And it actually somehow I'm getting towards Weisgerber, and he and the defender were battling for the football, and fortunately it was not picked off, and more importantly, fortunately, Luke Johnson got up after taking quite a vicious hit.
That's his second incompletion, but that really isn't on him. He got hit really hard as he was throwing it.
The blitz was on, and there was too many Tigers coming at the Marines' offensive line.
Jonte Webb split left. In motion goes Jagelski. They fake the handoff. Johnson keeps it himself, but there's nothing doing. He's caught in the backfield after a loss of 1 or 2. Not
sure if that was by design or if that was a broken play. It's hard to tell, but it was Luke, after he faked the handoff, kind of just pivoted, and I'm not sure if that was, like I said, if that was by design, but at any rate, back-to-back less than great plays for the Marines, and they got a 3rd and long coming up.
3rd down and 12 from the 32-yard line. Marinette looks to keep this drive going with 2 minutes, 6 seconds left in the first half. They trail 21-7. Jonte Webb split left. Everybody else in tight. Jagelski in motion. They go up the middle to Connor Nelson instead, but all he can do is get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, so 4th and 10, and the Marines being conservative here, which isn't the worst thing to do with under 2 minutes now to play in the first half, and see what happens here. If they can, I believe they're going to go for it, but I could be wrong. On 4th and 10, you're at the 31-yard line of Wrightstown, so even if you don't get the first down, they would still have about almost 70 yards of the field to work with time running out.
Spencer Hipke's in the game for the Marines. He's been known to make a play or two these last few games. Looks like they're going to go for it. 1 minute, 12 seconds left, first half.
And nobody on the near side of the field here.
And we have a timeout. Maybe they want to think about this. It looks like we have a timeout. Marinette will take a timeout as well and be back on Sports Radio 570.
Hi, this is Paul, CEO of the Menominee County Federal Credit Union. We're proud to sponsor high school sports on Bay City's radio, and we encourage all of you to support high school athletics as well. We know there's no better way for our young people to learn the lessons of life than by competing in sports. The Menominee County Federal Credit Union, where you dream the dream, will help make it come true, with locations in Powers, Kearney, Stevenson, and Menominee. Persons living or working in Marinette and Menominee counties are eligible for membership.
Welcome back to Higley Stadium, where Marinette is faced with a big play right now. 4th down and 10 from Wrightstown's 30-yard line with 1 minute, 9 seconds left in the first half.
Yeah, down 21-7 against a state-ranked team, which is a vast improvement from last week when they were down 35-0 at halftime to Little Chute. Now it's 21-7, and the Marines have a chance to make it even closer than that. And two big reasons: not committing any turnovers, and also only one penalty. So mistakes have been kept to a minimum for the Marines here in this first half, unlike a week ago. Now they're still down by 14 points, but there certainly is some cause for some reason for optimism here, and this first half isn't done yet.
Definitely right, and they get the ball after the second half as well, so that even adds more to it. Jagelski split left. Jonte Webb split left as well out to the wide side. Snaps low. Johnson rolls left, fires. He hits Hipke. I don't think he got there, kid. He's about a yard short.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. Good try by the Marines, and Johnson was under some pressure coming from to his right, and he was running to his left away from that pressure. But he, on the run, threw a strike to a Hipke, and unfortunately just a little bit short. But like I said, about a yard shy of the first down. And on downs, Wrightstown gets it back, but not much time to work with.
Nice play, but you'd like to do that on maybe first or second down, not on 4th down. First down and 10 from their own 22-yard line with 1 minute, 2 seconds left. Wrightstown has it. They split some receivers out, actually. Dropping back, Hayes fires down the sideline to the left. He really aired it out there trying to get Verbeeten, but he overshot him. That's his third attempt of the night. He's 1 for 3.
Yeah, and he's 1 for 3, but they brought in the other quarterback at one point. Didn't he throw? Oh, he got sacked, actually.
He got sacked, that's right.
Yeah. But other than that, Haynes has been in the whole night.
Second down and 10 for Wrightstown. 56 seconds left. They spread 2 receivers out left again. Hayes is in there. Herlock behind him. They give it to Herlock right up the middle. He has room. And he's fighting for the first down.
And he's got it, I believe. He broke one tackle to get that additional yardage in. Right now, if you're the Marines, just have to be so careful, because the one thing that would be devastating right here would be any kind of a big play here.
He was carrying Luke Johnson there for the last 4 yards, but Luke finally got him down. The clock's running, 44 seconds left. Dropping back is Hayes. Fade to the right side for Verbeeten, and Jagelski almost had the interception.
Yeah. Matter of fact, James had a better chance of catching that than the intended receiver just across from the midfield stripe right below us. And great effort by the guy who's going to be the halftime guest, James Jagelski.
They like to use that Verbeeten, Josh Verbeeten. They put him in all different kind of spots.
You know, and Jagelski, we talk about his work on offense and special teams, but he's a good defender. He's a good tackler, and not many are going to get by him in the secondary.
Second down and 10 from their own 32-yard line. Here's the snap. Hayes gets it. He goes right up the middle himself. I believe they're just going to let the clock run out. He picked up good yardage there, 6 yards.
Yeah, that was That quarterback, they will call it, Wrightstown will call a timeout here as I think maybe the coaching staff wanted to see just how much they would get on that play, and now they got a 3rd and short at the 40-yard line. So they got still 28 seconds, so and they got some time to try to make something happen here.
They got it all the way up to the 40-yard line, and like you said, maybe that changed their minds a little bit, because if he wouldn't have got anything on that, I think they would have just given up and taken a knee.
Yeah, Wrightstown has 1 timeout left, too, so plus obviously in high school football, when you get the first down, the clock will stop with a chain gang to move.
I don't know how far their kicker can kick, but I was watching him earlier, and he has nice form. He has a little bit of a leg, so I don't know what his distance is, where they'd give him a shot, but he's a good kicker. I saw that in warm-ups when they were having the coin toss. He was pretty close to where the coin toss was, which is at midfield. So, but then again, there's a big difference between kicking from there in warm-ups as opposed to with the pressure on. With people coming at you, exactly right. 28 seconds left in the first half. 3rd down and 3 for the Wrightstown Tigers. They're up to the ball. Spread out to the right is Josh Verbeeten. Here's the snap. Right up the middle they go. It's Herlock, and he fights for the first down, and he gets it. Herlock, they didn't give it to him.
Now they are stopping the clock because the chain gang wasn't moving, and I saw the guy who handles the yard marker change it to 3rd down, but it is first down.
First down and 10 from the 43, and they spike it to stop the clock.
Yeah, I was momentarily confused because they were putting 3rd down on the yard marker across the way, but it was indeed a first down.
That can happen very easily. Happens to me a lot. Second down and 10 from the 43-yard line.
And by doing the spike there, they saved their 1 timeout remaining, and they still have 21.1 seconds to go.
They're really using this time wisely, actually.
Yeah, they are.
Making it last a long time. Hayes drops back, fires to the right side. Verbeeten one-on-one with Jagelski. Stiff arms him, but like you said, Jagelski, a sure tackler, and brings him down.
The only negative is that they did get out of bounds. The 46-yard line to Marinette territory, and James was doing his best trying to keep the receiver, is that Verbeeten?
Verbeeten again,
yep. Trying to keep him from getting out of bounds, but Verbeeten does a good job of getting out of bounds and stopping that clock.
Is it me, or do they kind of look like mirror images of each other? Jagelski and Verbeeten, they look real similar.
Yeah, it's a good matchup.
14 seconds left, first down and 10 from the 46. They're looking to go deep. He's under pressure. There's a flag. He does go deep down the left side. He has a guy just out of the reach.
There's also a flag down there, interference on the Marines, I believe. I think one of the Marines was held going for the sack. So these may be offsetting penalties here.
Jonte Webb is not happy about that. He got called for the pass interference, it looks like.
That was kind of touchy down there, but I think that I could be wrong, but I think one of the Marines was being held as he was in pursuit of the quarterback. Let's hope that's the case, because that'd be offsetting penalties.
We're waiting to hear.
And the good news is that there's only 10 seconds left in the half.
7 seconds left. Hayes really aired that out.
Yeah, hear from the zebra here.
Holding on the offense. Defensive pass interference. On the defense. Penalties offset.
Offset. Good call, partner. You had that one.
Yeah, and I'm not too sure about that interference call, but like we said, though, it's offsetting, and the good news is there's only 10.2 seconds to go now in the half, so the Marines got to hang on here with the Wrightstown in Marinette territory at the 46-yard line.
We have an official timeout right now.
Yeah, two of the officials conferring here, talking to one another. I'm not sure what that's all about.
We now know that Zach Hayes can get it to the end zone from here, because he almost did it on that one.
Right, and the Marines with only 10 seconds to go in the first half. They're still playing kind of tight.
They have nobody back, no safeties. So it's one-on-one on the outside.
Some pressure in the corners.
That's a lonely place to be sometimes.
Yeah, it is. Now Wrightstown does call a timeout.
Wrightstown wants a timeout, yeah.
You can't take it to the locker room with you, or why take it to the locker room with you?
Exactly right, and they're gonna try. They have 7 seconds left in the first half. They're gonna try to add to their lead, which is now 21-7.
And one play I've been seeing a lot in high school football of late, and I know we see it with Menominee.
I know what you're going to say.
The hook and ladder. We've seen that in the last two M&M games, although this past M&M game was the Maroons were unsuccessful in trying that. But they at Higley Stadium 2 years ago, they did it here, and I saw one of the highlights. I can't remember which game it was, but saw that last week. Be aware of that. That's in, I think, deep in the playbook with every team. They got the old hook and ladder.
You got it, and good call, because this is usually the situation when you use it. When you have a long distance to go and not much time.
And Coach Walters and company, like you said before, kind of putting the corners on an island here with no safety back deep. And I don't know, let's see if they change it up a little bit here or not. I don't think they're going to.
That is having a lot of trust in your cornerback.
Yeah.
7 seconds left. Wrightstown up to the ball. Here's the snap. Hayes drops back. He looks to go deep. Fires over the middle. High. Jagelski knocks it away. Good play there by James Jagelski.
Yep. And 2.6 seconds to go now in the half, so they got a chance for a Hail Mary here. And now I got to believe you'll back up those corners just a little bit, because the only thing that can hurt you is if you get burned over the top.
I hope so, because I don't need that kind of drama in my life.
I don't think Coach Walters needs that kind of drama in his life either.
And they're not doing it. He's giving me that drama. The corners are one-on-one. Hayes drops back, fires deep. There it is. Webb's one-on-one. They catch it at the 20, but Jonte Webb brings them down. Good job by Webb there. And that's the end of the first half.
We'll give him that first down.
We'll give that to him. At the end of the first half, Wrightstown leads Marinette 21-7. Kit and I will tally up some stats and be back shortly on Sports Radio 570 WMAM.
Prestige Auto Body and Truck Repair has over 25 years of experience to make your repairs fast, easy, and worry-free with around-the-clock towing, electronic estimating, early drop-off, pick-up, delivery, and the comfort of knowing Prestige Auto Body and Truck Repair is an iCar Gold Class shop, one of only 25 in the state, located on the corner of Highway 64 and 180 in Marinette. Call 715-732-4544. That's 715-732-4544 to get your estimate today. Prestige Auto Body and Truck Repair. They take the worry out of your collision repair.
Peshtigo National Bank, your locally owned independent community bank, supports all local high school sports. Since opening in 1901, they've grown to 5 locations in Peshtigo, Coleman, Oconto Falls, Gillett, and Marinette. Hometown banking with your neighbors and friends, Peshtigo National Bank has proudly served the community for over 100 years. Locally owned community banks support and help fund local projects. Keep your banking local and speak with a representative today. Good luck to all area high school teams from Peshtigo National Bank, member FDIC.
Here at PCM Credit Union, we are one of the few employee-based credit unions left in Wisconsin that provides a unique club-like atmosphere for its membership. We serve the employees of select companies and their families. We choose to remain this way so that we can do more and provide more financial options for our members' owners. We're now located right in your community. Come visit us at 1740 Stevenson Street in Marinette to find out the benefits you could receive by becoming a member owner of PCMCU. Or to learn how you may join, visit PCMCU.com. We're people caring more, investing in you, growing together. Membership eligibility required. Equal housing opportunity, member NCUA.
Go west on 180 at the holidays. Save on cars and trucks every day. You're sure to save a bundle when you take that drive west on 180 to the riverside. You get to the roundabout, make sure you yield. Don't go straight, cause it's all cornfields. Just turn left when you see that sign. Come on in to the riverside. We'll find what you're looking for. Just show up at our front door. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks. No overhead seats, you big bucks. Come take a ride. If you dare, out with the cows in the country air. You save big money on your next ride when you see your friends at Riverside. From the West Creek 64 until you get to our front door in Marinette. You're sure to save a bundle when you take that drive. One way or another, get to Riverside. One way or another, get to Riverside.
Welcome back to Higley Stadium, where the Marinette Marines find themselves trailing the Wrightstown Tigers at halftime, 21-7. We'll go through some stats right now, the scoring summary. In the first quarter, the scoring got started at the 7:10 mark by Wrightstown. took 2 plays. They scored on a 15-yard touchdown run by Hunter Cuso. The extra point was good, and the score was 7-0. At the 5:02 mark, the Tigers struck again. This time it only took 1 play. The quarterback, Zach Hayes, faked the handoff, took it himself, and ran 33 yards for a touchdown run. The extra point was good, and the score was now 14-0, and that's where it was at the end of 1. In the second quarter, Marinette answered. They had a 7-play drive that went 37 yards. It was culminated by a 7-yard touchdown pass from Luke Johnson to Dalton Weisgerber. The extra point was good, and the score was now 14-7. At the 2:56 mark, the Wrightstown Tigers came right back, and they scored. It took 14 plays, a long drive. It went 61 yards. It ended on a 12-yard touchdown run by Bryce Herlock. The extra point was good, and the score was now 21-7, and that's where we are at halftime. Wrightstown 21, Marinette 7. For the Marines, their halftime stats, I guess you won't be surprised, Kit, but they only have 1 yard rushing because of all those negative plays.
Oh, exactly, and it's been the passing of Luke Johnson that has kept them relatively close here in this contest.
Exactly right. Marinette has 1 yard rushing, like I said, and 100 yards passing. Leading the way rushing is James Jagelski. He has 3 yards on 4 carries. See if they can get something going in the second half. Luke Johnson having a great night tonight. He's 8 for 10 for 100 yards and 1 touchdown. Receiving, Jonte Webb, 3 receptions, 39 yards. Nathan Paris, 2 receptions for 45 yards. And Dalton Weisgerber, 1 reception for 7 yards and 1 touchdown. For the Wrightstown Tigers tonight, they have 160 yards rushing, so as advertised.
Yeah, and they average, about nearly 200 yards per game and 160 at halftime. So talk about a contrast here. The rushing of Wrightstown compared to the passing of Marinette. And right now, obviously the Tigers with the running game controlling things, but it is relatively close.
That's right. They have 160 yards rushing, like I said, and only 38 yards passing. So you're right, it's exactly flip of the switch between these two teams.
Yeah, what do you have for numbers there as far as individual?
Individual numbers, leading the way for Wrightstown is Hunter Cuso. He has 7 carries for 48 yards and 1 touchdown. Bryce Herlock is right near him with 44 yards on 10 carries and 1 touchdown. Josh Verbeeten, 2 carries, 19 yards. Zach Hayes, the quarterback, 2 carries, 1 touchdown and 39 yards. Zach Hayes, passing-wise, has only completed 3 passes. He's 3 of 8 for 38 yards. Receiving, Austin DeClean has 2 receptions for 28, and Josh Verbeeten, 1 reception for 10 yards. And Kit has some stats for you, too.
Yeah, exactly. First downs unofficially, Wrightstown with 9 in the first half, and I think about 3 of those came on their longest touchdown drive. That was that 61-yard touchdown drive. Their third and final touchdown of the first half that covered 14 plays. So 9 first downs for Wrightstown compared to 4 for Marinette. And then the penalties, I've got Wrightstown they've been penalized twice for 25 yards, and Marinette 1 for 5. That was actually on the first snap of the game for Marinette on a illegal procedure call. And only 1 turnover in the game. That was a fumble recovery by Jonte Webb when Verbeeten fumbled it for Wrightstown. So just the 1 turnover, and that's why Marinette is down 21-7 as opposed to say 35-0 like last week, and they only have 1 penalty and they have 0 turnovers. And keep this in mind, they're down 21-7 and they were stopped at the 4-yard line. This game could be even tighter. It's not. Woulda, coulda, shoulda, but nonetheless, this game could be that much closer. And Wrightstown on special teams did have the big punt return, even with the block in the back. They started, I think it was at the 27-yard line, and they scored on that touchdown drive. So I think 2 of the biggest events here in this game, that big punt return by Wrightstown, and then the fact that they stopped Marinette inside the 5-yard line, and that is why they got a little bit of cushion here with that 14-point lead.
It's been a close game. It feels closer to me than 21-7.
Yeah, same here. And and kudos to Marinette for mixing things up here. And when Wrightstown is just stopping the Marinette running game dead in its tracks. And one thing that's a little bit concerning now, that's 2 weeks in a row now where Marinette can't generate any offense on the ground. And obviously they're missing Caleb Maskey. That does hurt. But nonetheless, they still got some quality backs, and the offensive line is slowly progressing. But against a vaunted state-ranked team like Wrightstown, boy, that's tough. But they are doing what they have to do in terms of the passing game. And Luke couldn't have played any better. 8 out of 10, 80%, and like I said, 100 yards through the air, hitting multiple targets with Webb and also Paris and Weisgerber for the touchdown. So spreading the wealth around.
I'm actually impressed with the creativity of the coaches tonight. It's very impressive, like especially that one screen pass. They had the entire run game going in one direction to the right side, and Johnson put it in the belly of one of the running backs, pulled it back, and he turned and threw back on the back side. It was great, and it was blocked beautifully, too.
Yeah, and Luke Johnson did the whole team did a great job of selling that like it was going to be a run, as you mentioned, to the right, and that was a key play in the game, keeping Marinette's drive alive. And Luke was under pressure, too. He had to lob it over the right defensive end who was coming in, and just did a nice little touch pass and got it into the belly of Nathan Paris, who took it, I think it was 33 yards on that particular play. So, yeah, you're right. Some highlights for Marinette, and we'll see if they can piece things together in the second half and make this thing even tighter. And halftime continues on here on Sports Radio 570. And earlier in the week, we've been highlighting these interviews with Eric Bergstrom. Eric's had a chance to talk with a few of the Marines and also some other area athletes as well that you can hear on some of our other stations here on Bay Cities Radio. Those interviews have been nice to listen to. And earlier in the week, Eric had a chance to chat with the junior, number 21 for the Marinette Marines, James Jagelski. Let's hear the interview here on Sports Radio 570.
Eric Bergstrom here with James Jagelski of the Marinette Marines. James, thanks for joining me today.
Yep, no problem.
All right, so tell me about your running style. You're not the biggest back, but it doesn't seem like you mind sticking your nose up in there where all the big boys hang out.
Yeah, I just try to run downhill and hit the holes as hard as I can to get as much momentum as I can. So it's nice when I can get to the outside.
It seems like you'll do just about anything to create space for yourself. Kit and I call in the games. We have a great time describing your runs. We've seen you hop, spin, jump, stiff arm your way to open space. How'd you develop that running style?
Well, I think it goes a lot just playing football since early age, playing with my brother and stuff in the backyard, and just been playing football for a long time, so I guess it's just kind of natural.
Are there any NFL running backs your running style after?
I remember one of my favorite players watching. I always like to watch Reggie Bush and how he plays. If there's one player, I'd probably say Reggie Bush.
That brings me to my next question. Is that why you chose number 21?
Well, I don't know. I usually always do 22, but I don't know. Last year got taken, so I just decided to take 21.
What do you think is the best thing about playing high school football?
Friday. I love game day. I love the whole, just walking down the halls, and game day is probably the best feeling. Walking out on the field, having, all the high school in the stands.
It is pretty cool, and probably leading up to it with all your classmates and just the excitement leading up to that game day is probably pretty cool too, hey?
Yeah, definitely.
In my interviews with your teammates, I've found out a few things about different players. I found out who the team comedian is and who controls the music in the locker room and things like that. What I want to know from you today is who's the toughest, who's the meanest guy on the team?
The toughest?
Yeah.
Well, probably be Luke. That's who I would say.
Your quarterback?
Yeah, definitely.
What makes him so tough?
I don't know, just his motivation, his drive, just the way he prepares. It's like nobody else really on our team.
He was also, Jonte Webb said he's also the guy who controls the music in the locker room, so he's come up a couple times now in these interviews.
Yeah.
I have one last question for you. Tell me about your Twitter handle, Juice Man. Where'd you get that from?
Juice Man. Well, it was kind of a joke between a bunch of my friends, and I guess my brother's nickname was Juice, so all the football coaches called him that, and then I guess they just started calling me Juice, and then a bunch of my friends and I came up with all these, I wouldn't say dumb, but just nicknames that had man on the back of it, so I guess I kind of just got stuck with Juice Man.
Well, James, thanks for joining me today, and good luck on Friday.
Thank you.
That was James Jagelski. You didn't know what his Twitter handle was, did you, Kit?
I did not know that, but Juice Man sounds good. I like that.
I told him that's a pretty good nickname, Juice.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And, you know, if Luke Johnson is the toughest, meanest guy on the team, it's only natural. And he's a leader, too. I guess it's only natural that he should control the music in the locker room.
I guess
Who's going to mess with him, huh?
Yeah, exactly right. I think I may be talking to him next week, so we'll see. But I believe that's who I got.
A couple of questions to throw his way.
I have a lot. His name comes up a lot in these conversations, so we'll see what he has to say. Tonight's broadcast is being brought to you by North Motorsports, the area's only full-line dealer of Honda, Can-Am, Ski-Doo, Sea-Doo, and Snapper outdoor products. From their friendly sales staff to their certified service technicians, they've got you covered. Visit North Motorsports at 3711 10th Street in Menominee, or give them a call at 906-863-5592. Also, Kane Chevrolet, driving the game to you as the #1 truck destination north of Green Bay. Kane Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, O'Connell, and Marinette.
A very entertaining first half. Marinette unfortunately down 21-7, but they are hanging relatively tough with a team that is state ranked, and we'll see what the second half brings, what kind of adjustments are made on both sides, because, you know, Wrightstown, they've been doing a great job, of course, a tremendous job stopping there in a rushing attack, but Marinette with 100 yards through the air, so Wrightstown has to be a little bit concerned about that, and conversely, Marinette has given up 160 yards, as you mentioned, on the ground, so the Marines had to try to limit that at the best they can. So can things tighten up? We're going to find out. You know, checking the schedule, with 6 games to go, counting this one for Marinette, 3 of those are against teams that are currently ranked in the state in one division or another. That just shows you how tough this Northeastern Conference is. With Wrightstown, also Marinette will see Freedom in 2 weeks. And the Irish are a team that's in the top 10, and then Luxembourg-Casco. The Spartans also, they received some votes. So that's 3 teams that are getting some acknowledgement from the media out there and the people who vote.
The schedule is no joke, that's for sure. It's a tough schedule, and Marinette, they should be proud of themselves having a good showing tonight, but they have to keep it up and play a full game, which is a very important thing. They haven't had that this year.
And, of course, you want to see improvement, but no coach wants the moral victories. So we'll see if they can turn this positive, some of the positiveness from the first half into a W. They got a ways to go, but there's still a half to play.
A lot of exciting things going on this weekend. The next week. This weekend, I believe something's going on Sunday. I can't put my finger on it, but there's something going on this Sunday.
Yeah, the NFL will really kick off. Of course, you had the game last night, but most of the teams playing on Sunday, including the Packers and the Bears on Cat Country 95.1, one of our sister stations. There'll be a kickoff at noon, and Packers game day at 10 a.m. on Sunday. The Lions playing at San Diego. Minnesota plays Monday. I can't remember. I think they play at San Francisco.
They do, yeah.
And one of 2 Monday night games. Lions again playing the Chargers, and we'll see how Melvin Gordon, formerly of the Badgers, does in his debut with San Diego. And speaking of the Badgers, we got them with their home opener tomorrow here on Sports Radio 570, covered starting at 9 a.m., taking on Miami of Ohio. And again, that's tomorrow morning. And so maybe some coffee and donuts tomorrow morning, and enjoy the Badgers again here on Sports Radio 570.
And I hope everybody's headsets work in college and pros, and they have no issues. Mine's working pretty good tonight. So
yeah, I don't think Wrightstown is listening to our broadcast, are they?
I hope not.
Maybe that's a trick that we could try, huh?
Next Tuesday, there's something pretty cool going on that I'll be doing. Tailgate Tuesdays this Tuesday, and pretty big prize that I'll be giving away on Tuesday.
A couple of tickets for the Packers-Seahawks game, that's all.
That's all, revenge.
Yeah, 5 till 7 p.m. Join Eric. He'll be at Holy Smokes in Menominee on 1st Street coming up on Tuesday. And by the way, one of the key things here, you must be present to win. But also another key thing is if you get there in the first hour between 5 and 6, you'll get yourself an extra entry into that drawing. So get there early, see what the place is all about, and of course, be present to win. The drawing close to 7 o'clock. And again, 2 tickets for the Packers-Seahawks game, and that's a Sunday night game.
That's a big prize.
Yeah, it certainly is, and that's one of. There's still a handful of other Tailgate Tuesdays coming up throughout the course of the season as well.
And I'm going to tell you this: we did one earlier at Kane, and it was preseason, so there weren't as many people. But I know this one is going to be packed. But just to let you know, you're not just getting the tickets, you're getting tailgating supplies. And do they ever put on a spread, too, Kit? When I was there last time, they were giving away steaks also with the grill and everything else and the chairs.
They got a cooler, a grill, and like I said, all the things that go with the cooler and the grill. So it's a great tailgate package, and then of course you throw in the tickets too. So we're going to set you up to head down to the Packers game to Lambeau Field in style and have a great time.
They even have beverages, adult beverages, where it even went with that. So they spared no expense for Tailgate Tuesday. You get everything. So make sure you come on down, say hi to me. We'll have a good time. If you want to, I'll put you on the radio. We'll do a spot. We'll have a good time.
All right, there you go. Yeah.
We're just about ready for the second half kickoff. Marinette out on the field. They'll be receiving to begin the second half.
Big stop by the Marines at the end of the first half because Wrightstown really managed the clock well. They started at their own, I think they were on maybe a 30-yard line or so, and they got all the way down to the 20 of Marinette on that last pass, a 26-yarder that they got on the last play of the first half. But Marinette did not allow any more points because if they would have, 28-7 would have been devastating. But now you're 21-7. You know, if you get the ball here to start the second half, you can march down, get in the end zone. All of a sudden, it's a one-score game.
Yeah, 28-7 is a lot different than 21-7. That's for sure.
Also, marching down the field is easier said than done against this Wrightstown defense. But let's see what happens.
Wrightstown gets ready to kick off. Back for the Marines. Our halftime guest, he's back there, feeling good about being our halftime guest.
That's Juice, right?
That's Juice. Juice Man is back. Let's see if it brings him some luck. The kickoff off to the left side. It goes out of bounds, and we have a flag to start the second half.
Okay, and that is the third penalty of the night on Wrightstown. And I was wondering about this, I think it was in the M&M game. It's a penalty against Wrightstown, but yardage-wise, how do you mark that off?
You're just making your life hard.
We'll just say 3 penalties for 25 yards.
But
the bottom line is that the Marines get it at the 35-yard line now.
And that's a good place to start for Marinette. The referees are talking to Luke Johnson. They'll mark off the yardage.
You know, in the comments that James Jagalski made about Luke Johnson at halftime with his interview, it just shows you what a leader he is.
Isn't that true?
Luke.
I mean, to have your fellow teammates talk about you like that, it really does tell you
respect
what they think about him, Marinette starts at the 35-yard line, their own, traveling right to left on your sports radio, 570 radio dial. Jonte Webb split left. He's covered there by James Peters. Handoff inside. Adam Wall, it looks like.
And 1 yard, he just spins to the 36-yard line, and boy, that ground game has been almost non-existent. I think you said it was a negative?
It was
at halftime?
It was actually 1 yard rushing.
1 yard. Now they got 2.
They doubled it. Connor Nelson, that was, on the carry. Connor Nelson, 4 yards on 8 carries. Second down and 9 for the Marines at their own 36-yard line. Jonte Webb is split right now. Here's the snap. Johnson drops back, fires it to Webb, and it's almost intercepted. It was caught by the defender, but Jonte Webb fired his hand in there and knocked the ball away. Incomplete pass.
Yeah, Jonte, who plays defensive back on defense for the Marines, had to turn back into a defensive back on offense here. And you're right, he made a good play. And sometimes those plays like that can end up being very big in the course of a game.
Huge. Third down and 9 from the 36-yard line. Their own 36. Marinette up to the ball. Jonte Webb split left. Everybody else in tight. Here's the snap. Johnson lets the ball go. This time it is intercepted on the right side. Austin DeClean with the interception, and he is taken down at Marinette's 42-yard line.
Yeah, he got it at about the 45 in his own territory, and just an overthrow by Luke Johnson, and then about a 13-yard return. And the first turnover of the night for the Marines comes on the interception.
He's definitely going to, as the temperatures drop, you have to get a better grip on that ball. First down and 10 for the Tigers at Marinette's 43-yard line. 11 minutes, 15 seconds left in the third quarter. Triple backs in the backfield. Quarterback underneath the center. Here's the snap. Herlock gets it off the left side, and he's fighting like a bull, still going. That is a hard-fought 6 yards.
Yeah, like a bowling ball there, just knocking Marines out of the way like they're pins for those 6 yards, as you mentioned. And out of that full house backfield, really not a whole lot of surprises coming at the defense, but, man, it's hard to stop when you got the offensive line and you got the backs they have.
They have a big line, and they're exerting their will right now. 2nd down and 4 for the Tigers from the 38-yard line. Here's the snap. Herlock again off the left side, and he's still fighting. Good job by Marinette. Connor Nelson brings him down after a gain of 1.
Yeah, it's going to set up a 3rd down and about 3. I think you're right, 3rd and 3. So probably they're in 4-down territory, but nonetheless a good job defensively, and in particular Connor Nelson on the stop there.
It's been nice to get him back, hasn't it?
It has. And number 46, he's a good one.
3rd down and 4 from Marinette's 37-yard line. 10 minutes, 8 seconds left, 3rd quarter. Here's the snap. They get it to Cuso, and he fights for the 1st down and much more.
Yeah, fighting his rights. He did a great job. As low to the ground, he kind of put his hand on the ground to keep his balance and managed to get to the extra yardage for the 1st down. But I think there's a penalty flag.
There is a flag, and I believe it's against Wrightstown.
Yeah, they're walking backwards. We'll hear from the lead official here shortly.
Holding on the offense. 10 yards from the previous spot. Repeat the jump.
Holding on the offense. Big penalty there for the Marines.
Yeah, 4 penalties on Wrightstown now for 35 yards. Marinette with still just the 1 infraction for 5 yards.
So instead of a 1st and 10 all the way down to the 30-yard line, it's 3rd and 13 from the 47-yard line of Marinette. The Tigers up to the ball with 10 minutes left, 3rd quarter. Here's the snap. They fake the handoff, look to go deep. He's under pressure. He gets it away.
And he's trying to hit one of his backs. It was just, I'm not sure the back missed the block, but he ended up being the intended receiver. And the quarterback, Hayes, did a good job of avoiding that sack because he had like 3 Marines draped all over him. And instead of taking the sack, it's still going to be 4th and 13. And Marinette bends, doesn't break. And now they force Wrightstown to punt for, I believe, just maybe the 2nd time tonight.
Give credit to Tyler Olson there. He got in there and made the last hit on the quarterback. Punt formation for the Tigers. Here's the snap, and there's the kick. It's a short kick. Jagelski runs up looking for room. He has room. He bounces inside and out, and he got tackled on the inside. He had one more man to beat. He would have taken it.
Yeah, that was still a very exciting return by James Jagelski. He made the first wave miss, and once he got by the first 3 or 4 guys, I thought, this could be something. And like you said, if he would have made that last guy miss, I think he would have took it. He might still be running here.
Like I said in the interview, we've called his runs, and he definitely did all the hop, skip, and jump on that return.
Yeah, all in the one play. Didn't spin, though.
No, he didn't. 1st and 10 for Marinette at their own 34-yard line. They trail 21-7. Here's the snap. Off to the right side, we have a run. Not much doing there.
Talk about getting through that first wave of the defense. And Marinette, I think, has only done that 1 time on the ground all night, and that was Dalton Weisgerber early in the game. That was the longest run has been maybe 6-7 yards at best, and otherwise it's been all 0s and 1s, 2s, and a lot of minuses in there too.
2nd down and 10 for Marinette at their own 34-yard line.
But you still got to run just to keep that defense honest, and then hopefully you can get to open up the passing game a little bit too.
They need time to go deep. They haven't really tried to go deep to Webb, but you need time to do that. Johnson drops back, looks for Webb. There it is. I called it. Throws it up high, and Webb almost had it. That would have been even more amazing than last week's catch.
Identical place on the field, right around the 35-yard line, right on this side of the field towards the Marinette bench, and just a little bit too much air on that one, and looped through it just a tad too long because with Webb, you can make a little bit of a mistake when you throw the ball, but that time just a little bit too far. And nonetheless, number 85 almost hauled that baby in.
Somehow he still got to it because when it first went up, I thought there was no way. I thought he overthrew him by a lot, and he still almost got his hands on that ball. 3rd down and 10 from the 34-yard line for the Marines. We have a false start, movement early.
And the left tackle for the Marines just a tad early, so that's the first penalty of the night against Marinette since the first play of the game.
So that'll make this third down a little bit harder. Third down and 15 now from their own 29-yard line. Marinette trails 21-7 to Wrightstown.
2 penalties for 10 yards, both false starts on the Marines.
Luke Johnson gets the play from the sidelines. It's interesting how they do that. Hey, Kit, they don't have a running back bring in the play. They actually have Luke Johnson, the quarterback, go over to the sidelines and get the play almost every play.
Right to the horse's mouth, huh?
You got it. Third down and 15. In motion, Weisgerber. They fake it to him. They hand it inside. There's room there for Connor Nelson. Nice little play there, but not enough for the first down. But he picked up about 7.
Yeah, Luke kind of faked the pass and then put it in the belly of number 46. And on third down, just got about maybe 5-6 yards in that play to Connor Nelson. And they'll be forced to punt, but work a little field now. Hopefully get some good coverage here. And still 21-7.
You called that. I think that was a field position play for sure. Fourth down and 7 from their own 43-yard line. Here's the punt. It's high. It hits at the 32-yard line. Gets a Marines bounce. Is still rolling all the way down to the 26-yard line. And that's where the Tigers will take over with 8 minutes, 6 seconds left in the third quarter.
Yeah, nice coverage there, and no return on the punt by the Marines. And the defense goes back to work here, trying to keep it a 2-score game here, down 21-7.
Tonight's broadcast brought to you by North Motorsports, the area's only full-line dealer of Honda, Can-Am, Ski-Doo, Sea-Doo, and Snapper outdoor products. Wrightstown up to the ball. They get it. They get it to Herlock off the left side, and he's still fighting a bull again, a bull in a china shop, Kit.
And that's why you got to have the gang tackling. And Marinette did that time, and Herlock didn't get as much as he did earlier. Only 2-3 yards. I mean, 3 yards we'll give him.
Yeah, the crowd does not like that spot.
No, I think they're. What
do you think it is?
They're booing Corey Lambie because Corey said Maroons instead of Marines.
Ah, you don't do that around here.
Yeah, that's why the crowd was oohing. No, it wasn't the spot at all. Corey, I didn't hear his comeback, but he always has a comeback.
While we were talking, there was a play right up the middle. Nothing doing there. No yardage. That'll bring up third down and 7.
That's one of those, ouch. Ooh,
I think they call that a faux pas.
Yeah.
I thought I said something. I didn't know all this venom coming up towards me, but it wasn't me.
No, it wasn't you.
It was above me. He's in the second level above us.
Yeah. And lost in the shuffle, there was a nice stop by the Marines on 3rd and long for Wrightstown.
Third down and 7. Hayes gets it. He takes it himself. He has a lot of room, but there's a flag. He's all the way up to the midfield, taken down by James Jagelski, but this may be coming back.
Well, let's hope so. Let's hope that's a hold down there. James made a great job of the open field tackle once again.
It was a hold against Wrightstown, so that will be coming back. I've noticed a pattern in how they run the ball, though. They run Kusau up the middle and to the right, and mostly they run Herlock off the left side, it seems like.
Right, and the quarterback, Hayes, doesn't run too often, but when he does, he can be pretty dangerous.
Very dangerous, because what he does is he puts the ball right in the belly of the running back. It's almost like a read option, but not quite, and then he pulls it out and takes it himself, and it's been that he's had a lot of room as he's done that. 21-7, the Tigers lead. 6 minutes, 49 seconds left in the third quarter. Third down and 17. Marinette, no safeties. Here's the snap. Hayes drops back, goes deep, wide open. Nate Kola has it. He's at the 40, 30. Caught there by Webb. Can Webb bring him down? He does. Almost all the way down. It looks maybe to the 12-yard line.
Yeah, like you said, he was wide open. Somehow he got free. And Webb does manage to bring him down, but not before it was a huge, huge gain, the longest of the night for either team here this evening.
66 yards, I believe. Nate Kola.
I think the first time you called his name, right?
That is the first time.
Yeah, one big catch here for 66 yards.
It'll be first down and 10 for Wrightstown at the 14-yard line of Marinette. They lead 21-7. There's 6 minutes. 33 seconds left in the third quarter. Into the game for the Marines comes Tyler Olson. That was a blown assignment on that one. He was wide open. There was no defender within about 10 yards of him.
Yeah, the Marines coaching staff not too pleased.
Zach Hayes under center. Gets the ball. Hands it off to Kuso. Kuso still fighting. They do not go down after the first hit. Very rarely.
Yeah, you're right. That's why you got to really wrap up and gang tackle.
Looks like he picked up 3 yards on that run. That gives him 52 yards on the night and 9 carries, 1 touchdown. He's their leading rusher this year. Nice to have a second leading rusher who rushed for 1,300 yards the year before.
Yeah, the Wrightstown team is awfully tough, that's for sure.
2nd down and 7. Hayes gets it. Gives it to Kuso. He's met in the hole by Connor Nelson. The ball pops out, and Marinette has it. Big play there by Connor Nelson. Put his hat on the ball, knocked it out, and Marinette takes over. That's a huge play because it could have been 28-7. They were going in for a score.
Yeah, Connor Nelson forced the fumble. I'm not sure if he recovered it, but that's the second turnover of the night on the Wrightstown, both fumbles. And like you said, that one's huge because they were knocking on the door.
5 minutes, 36 seconds left in the third quarter. Marinette trails 21-7. They take over at their own 11-yard line. Marinette traveling right to left on your Sports Radio 570 radio dial. Wrightstown doing mass substitutions right now on defense.
And the officials changing the football, and they don't have it spotted yet here, which kind of favors Wrightstown because they were late coming onto the field. That's some of their defenders.
We're ready to go. Luke Johnson awaits the snap. Jonte Webb split to the right side. One-on-one coverage up that way. They hand it off to Jagelski off the left, and nothing doing again, Kit. That play is not surprising anyone tonight.
Not at all, and the stats certainly bear that out. Marinette just can't get anything generated on the ground. And the passing game has been, in the first half it was effective, but when you become that one-dimensional, that can only, no matter how well you're passing, eventually the defense will improve upon that, and that's been the case here in the second half.
2nd down and 11 as Marinette lost 1 yard on that play. 5 minutes left, third quarter. They trail 21-7. Looking for a big play here. They need to get something going.
I don't need to throw a bomb because that intermediate passing game was working well in the first half.
Johnson drops back, fires to Webb. He was open. It might have got tipped at the line because it came out of his hand looking good, and then it was wobbling all the way there and fell incomplete.
Yeah, so Wrightstown that has been, of course, doing the job defensively against the run the whole night. Now they're starting to cover the pass a lot better, too.
That brings up 3rd down and 11 for the Marines from their own 10-yard line.
Yeah, these 3rd and longs, especially when you're at the your own 10-yard line, that makes it, this is dangerous territory.
4 minutes, 46 seconds left, third quarter. Jonte Webb split left, everybody else in tight. 3rd down and 11. They hand it off up the middle to Connor Nelson, and nothing doing there. That didn't surprise anyone either.
Well, yeah, I think Coach Walter is not really trying to surprise them, but is playing conservatively, and that's what he did right there. And the good news is didn't commit a turnover, and no mistake there. But now the bad news is Wrightstown is going to get it without a doubt. They'll have it on Marinette's side of the field after this punt.
And look who they put back to return, too. Kusau and Verbaten, 2 of their big playmakers. So they're going for it on this punt because they're at Marinette's own 42-yard line awaiting the kick. Here's the punt. Who gets it? It's Verbaten. No, it goes over his head, takes a Marines bounce all the way into Wrightstown territory, and he's met there by the Marines at the 45-yard line. Talk about changing field position.
I got that right, and that was all set up well for Wrightstown, but a great punt by Luke Johnson over the return man's head. And actually, when Verbaten got back to the football at the 41-yard line, he did touch it, and he had a hard time picking it up. And unfortunately, Marinette couldn't get anybody down there quick enough to try to get on that football. But nonetheless, only about a 4-yard return once he did pick it up.
Wrightstown takes over at their own 45-yard line. They lead 21-7 with 3 minutes, 58 seconds left in the third quarter.
And one of the Tigers late coming onto the gridiron here.
Trevor Fabian comes into the game. Here's the snap. Verbatim gets it off the left side, cuts it inside, still fighting, and he's pushing the pile forward, Kit. 5'9", 170. Wow.
I think he had a little help pushing that to the pile.
Was I giving too much credit?
Well, give him some credit. You're right. He kept driving his legs. But as you're watching the play, you kind of lose track of him. He's in the middle of the pack, and the pack is just moving.
He picked up 7 yards. It'll bring up 2nd down and 3 for the Tigers. At the Marinette 48-yard line. Marinette looking to make a stand. Here's the snap. They fake it to Verbatim. They give it to Cuso, and he's taken down by Connor Nelson. If Connor didn't get him by the ankle, there was a lot of space.
Well, that was just an excellent form tackle by the Marines linebacker, Connor Nelson. Technique was flawless on that play. He wrapped him up beautifully and got him for about a yard or two, and now it's 3rd down and short for the Tigers.
3rd down and 1 with 2 minutes, 50 seconds left, 3rd quarter. Zach Hayes under center. Gets the ball, hands it right up the middle to Herlock, and he fights, and he gets the 1st down. And maybe an extra yard, too.
And not by much. So the 45-yard line, just a quick hitter.
He's got 14 carries tonight, 56 yards, and 1 touchdown. It hasn't actually been one player that's really gashed Marinette. It's just there's 5 or 6 players that have over like 20, 30 yards.
I think that's the first down of the second half for either team, if I'm not mistaken.
There hasn't been much going on.
Yeah.
Battle of the defenses in the 3rd quarter. 1st and 10 from the Marinette 44-yard line. Wrightstown with the ball. Here's the snap. They give it to Verbatim. He has room off the edge. And he's met there by Jonte Webb. Jonte Webb.
And because of Webb, that room he had, well, that dissolved quickly. And the lead blocker had a great block, but then Webb came in to shore things up, and this basically turned into no gain.
No gain. That's amazing, because when I first saw him get that ball, he had that corner in a lot of green space, and it closed, like you said, fast because of Jonte Webb.
Yeah, there was the lead blocker had a nice kick-out block there, but like I said, Webb came on like gangbusters.
2nd down and 9 from Marinette's 43-yard line. Herlock gets it off the left side, still fighting again, and he pushes forward all the way to the sticks. He was hit after 1 yard gain, but he pushed all the way forward. So almost the 1st down. Did he get it? He did.
That's just a tough run right there, and you got to give Herlock a whole lot of credit, because that's just a lot of want-to right there.
Wrightstown with another long drive, already on play 8. 1st and 10 from the Marines' 34-yard line. Here's the snap. Off the right side goes Cuso. He has an opening, cuts it inside, and Jonte Webb again saves the touchdown. 17-yard run.
And now on this drive, they've got 3 first downs, giving them 12 on the night. And I think they may be starting to wear the Marines' defense down just a little bit here.
1 minute, 6 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Clock is running. Wrightstown leads 21-7.
Yeah, Marines defense has been on field a lot, and of course a lot of two-way players too.
1st down and 10 from the 19-yard line of Marinette. Here's the snap. Up the middle they go. That might have been. It was Burmeister. I thought that's who that was, and he picked up 3 yards. Stetson Burmeister. I gotta like that name.
Yeah.
Stetson. Very manly name.
Could be a
cowboy.
Could be a country singer.
There you go. 25 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. 2nd down and 8 from the Marines' 16-yard line. Zach Hayes under center. He gets the snap, hands it off to Cuso, tries to cut it into the middle. Nothing doing there. The Marines held tough. That was Tyler Olson again, making the tackle, and that's how the 3rd quarter will end. A scoreless 3rd quarter. Wrightstown leads 21-7. Kit and I will take a quick break and be back on Sports Radio 570.
Looking for a credit union that truly cares about you and the community you live in? Then you ought to stop and see the folks at Bayshore Credit Union. Membership is open to anyone living or working in Marinette, Menominee, and Oconto counties. Whether it's everyday banking, a new auto loan, new mortgage, even a consolidation loan, they can help. And it's never too early to start establishing good credit. Bayshore Credit Union, located at 1514 Cleveland Avenue, Marinette. They're looking forward to meeting you.
Welcome back to Higley Stadium, where tonight's broadcast is also being brought to you by North Motorsports, the area's only full-line dealer of Honda, Can-Am, Ski-Doo, Sea-Doo, and Snapper outdoor products. From their friendly sales staff to their certified service technicians, they've got you covered. Visit North Motorsports at 3711 10th Street in Menominee, or give them a call at 906-863-5592. Also, Kane Chevrolet, driving the game to you as the #1 truck destination north of Green Bay. Kane Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Oconto, and Marinette.
Well, from the end of the third quarter into the fourth here, this is turning out to be one of the longest drives of the night for Wrightstown. In terms of number of plays, they had a 14-yard touchdown drive in the first half, and this drive has been, 12 plays so far?
12 already, yeah.
Yeah, and it's very methodical.
3rd and 6 from Marinette's 15-yard line. Here's the snap. Off to the left side. They have room, and they have a touchdown. Beautiful play there. It was Andrew Vanderwall. Somebody new came in. He had room off the left side, and he had the speed to get to the end zone.
And that's how the fourth quarter begins, with another touchdown for Wrightstown, with the first score for either team here in the second half, and nothing methodical about that. And it ends up being a 13-play touchdown drive for Wrightstown, their second longest of the night, and with the extra point, that'd make it a 28-7 game here.
We await the extra point. Here's the kick. It's up. And it's good. That brings the score to Wrightstown 28, Marinette 7. And that's how the start of the fourth quarter started.
And those long drives like that, where you're getting 7-8 yards on the ground, and then you get maybe 4, then you get 6, and just those they add up, and they had about, I think, four first downs on that drive. Didn't cover a whole lot of yardage. I think it was maybe 60 yards, so
yeah.
not an 80-yard drive or anything, but I guess long enough, but it wears down on the defense, and a defense that has been on the field a lot here tonight, and they've been hanging tough for the most part, but now down 28-7, and you mentioned this earlier at halftime. It did seem like it was a closer game, even though Wrightstown is up 28-7. You might think, okay, well, this is a kind of a blowout. But Marinette has played a lot better in this contest. It's been one of their, actually, I think overall, one of their better games of the season.
I agree with you.
To a certain degree.
I agree with you. Overall, they've played very well. It's kind of like you were talking about these long drives. It's kind of like a boxer getting hit in the stomach over and over and over and over. Just the gut punches. They just wear you down until they go for the overhand right.
And the big negative, of course, is that the ground game is just, they can't get nothing going rushing-wise here tonight.
Wrightstown to kick off. Here's the kick. Jagelski back. He gets it at the 5-yard line. Runs right, looking for room. He has blockers strung out. Hops back, tried his little hop step, but he was met by 3 Tigers, and he's taken down at the 20-yard line. That's where Marinette will take over.
Excellent coverage by the Tiger special teams unit right there, as Jagelski was looking for the wedge, and that was broken up real fast.
He had players there, but like you said, good coverage. 11 minutes, 45 seconds left in this game. Marinette trails 28-7. First down and 10 from their own 20-yard line. They're traveling left to right on your sports radio, 570 radio dial. Split left, Jonte Webb and James Jagelski in the slot. Johnson back. He's under pressure, loses the ball. The ball's on the ground. Wrightstown falls on it at the 8-yard line.
Well, after no turnovers in the first half for the Marines, now 2 here in the second half with an interception. Now the fumble by Luke Johnson. And Luke was trying to avoid the being sacked, and as he made his move to avoid that sack, either he just lost the handle on this chilly night, or else the defender may have knocked it loose. But either way, they get the football.
I'm not making excuses, but it does seem like as the temperatures drop that he's had a little bit harder time getting a grip on that ball. 11 minutes, 38 seconds left in the ball game. First down and 10 from Marinette's 7-yard line. Wrightstown with it. Kuso gets the ball off the right side, gets a block, and he's in the end zone, untouched.
Now they take advantage of that turnover by the Marines, and on the ensuing play, they get another score. So that's 2 quick scores to end actually here at the start of the fourth quarter, I should say. And just like that, now it goes from 28-7 to 34-7.
34-7. At the 11:33 mark, Hunter Kuso gets a 7-yard touchdown run, and we await the extra point. Kick is up, and the kick is good. The score is now Wrightstown 35, Marinette 7. We'll take a quick break and be back on Sports Radio 570.
Kim Barrett and all the staff of Tri-City Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine of Marinette are committed to get you back to your quality of life. Tri-City Physical Therapy has been in business for over 25 years and specialize in the treatment of shoulder, knee, and back, as well as general physical therapy. Let them help you overcome pain after an injury or disease. Tri-City Therapy and Sports can provide you with the most skilled and personalized rehabilitation treatment plan possible to help you get back on track. Tri-City Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine at 602 Wells Street in Marinette.
Bayside Motorsports and Cycle is your full-line service destination, servicing most makes and models of ATVs and motorcycles, from a simple tune-up and oil change to major engine overhaul. Their expanded service department will have you back on your machines fast. Bayside Motorsports and Cycle also specializes in motorcycle and ATV performance work to keep you a step above your competition. Ask about their service specials. Bayside Motorsports and Cycle in Green Bay or at Bayside-Motorsports.com. Welcome back to Higley Stadium, where the Wrightstown Tigers score 16 seconds apart, Kit. 2 touchdowns.
And the song that's playing on the PA now is Shake It Off, and that's what the Marines and Luke Johnson in particular need to do, to shake it off, and down all of a sudden 35-7.
Here's the kick. On the ground. The up back gets it. Picks it up to the 25. Looks like it's Adam Wall. He brings it all the way up to the 37-yard line. That's where Marinette will take over.
And when you get down by a few scores, sometimes you think you got to try to make something happen, and you can't fault a player or team for just trying to do just that. But the interception was tough, and then the fumble, I think just a bad break for the Marines, and unfortunately couldn't occur at a worse place on the field at the inside your own 10-yard line.
Marinette takes over at the 37-yard line. Their own 37-yard line. First and 10, they trail 35-7. Here's the snap. They give it to the up back. Nothing doing there. Right back to the line of scrimmage. Kevin Canine on that carry.
I think the first time we've called Kevin's name here tonight.
That was his first carry. No yardage on that carry. 11 minutes, 8 seconds left in this ball game. Marinette trails 35-7.
And no yardage on that carry, or negative yardage. That's been the story of the game here tonight.
Second down and 10. Jonte Webb split left. In motion, Jagelski. They give it to him moving left. He finds a bit of room, but it closes fast. Picks up maybe 2. When 2 yards is one of your bigger carries, that's, you're having a hard time.
Yeah, and it's kind of been that way 2 weeks in a row now, so we'll see what happens next week when the Marines travel to O'Connell Falls. And after playing the state-ranked team, things can only get easier, you'd hope.
You'd hope so, right?
So yeah, gotta be.
You'd hope so.
And the Marines, obviously the passing game in the first half looked just exceptional. Only generated 7 points, but 8 out of 10 passing and 100 yards.
Third down and 7. Here's the snap. Hit in the backfield is Dalton Weisgerber. He got the ball, but one of his own linemen got pushed into him, and he got taken down after a loss of 4.
Number 52 for Nick Sandonis for Wrightstown. He kind of almost tackled the blocker and the ball carrier all at once.
He just figured, if I can't get to the ball carrier, I'll just push my man into him.
Talk about a one-man wrecking crew right there.
Kind of looked like Reggie White there for a second. Marinette has to punt. 4th down and 11 from their own 37. Here's the kick. It's low. It's dropped by the up guy, but he picks it up. Thurwalker moves to the right side, has a little bit of room, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 45-yard line, and we have a flag. Late hit, it looks like.
And that'll put the ball on Marinette's side of the field. Wrightstown will have it in good shape once again, and they got a chance to really go for the jugular right now.
Ian Thurwalker was the one.
You know, most of their, if not all their ball carriers, whether it's on the return game or out of the backfield, just some good runners.
Very good runners. Very patient.
Yeah.
Very patient runners. Follow their blockers very well. 9 minutes, 25 seconds left in the ball game. Marinette trails 35-7.
You know, with a scoreless third quarter, I was thinking it was still 21-7. I think, okay, well, Marinette, after giving up 40-plus points in all 3 games so far this season, I was thinking, they're not going to give up that many on this particular night, but well, that could happen.
I think this is one of those scores that's going to be deceiving when you look in the paper tomorrow, because it really was a lot closer game for most of the game, and then we talked about getting punched in the gut over and over and over and over. Well, then in the fourth quarter, they scored twice in 16 seconds, and there's your overhand right.
Yeah, you talk about taking wind out of your sails and the wheels coming off, and any cliche you want to use. And now Marinette called timeout and just trying to stop the bleeding here the best they can.
They've had such a hard time on the ground. It's hard to run a game that way when you can't control the line of scrimmage on either side. The other team is rushing for a lot of yardage, and you yourself are getting nothing. That's a hard way to win a game.
Yeah, Wrightstown is well over 200 yards on the ground. I mean, they had 160 at halftime, and they put up some numbers here in the second half, especially early on here in the fourth quarter. So I don't have the stats in front of me, but it's got to be like 200 plus to right around almost zero.
You're exactly right. Hunter Cuso and leads the team now for Wrightstown with 78 yards, 2 touchdowns tonight on 12 carries. So he's starting to get his yardage up, but they spread it around so well. There's 4 or 5 guys that have more than 30 yards rushing tonight for them.
See, Matt Eldridge is warming up on the sidelines here, backup quarterback for the Marines.
Wrightstown takes over, 1st and 10 at Marinette's 38-yard line. They hand it up the middle, nothing doing there. They tried a quick hitter, but Marinette was up to the task.
I think they're sprinkling in some reserves now, too.
That was a 1-yard gain, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 9 for the Tigers. James Hansen, he was in at quarterback on that play. Here's the snap. Hansen hands it off. Up the middle they go. Tyler Thanis has room off the right side to the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown Tigers. One of the reserves came in and showed what he can do.
Tyler Thanis, first time you've called his name tonight on his first carry. He takes it to pay dirt. And like I said before, it doesn't matter who they give the ball to. It seems like they have some exceptional runners, and there's another one right there.
Tyler Thanis, 37 yards out. The score is now 41-7 as we await the extra point. Kick is up, and the kick is good. The score is now 42-7, Wrightstown.
And that's 21 points, I believe, in 3 minutes and 15 seconds?
The first score was at 11:53, and this score was at 8:45.
Yeah, so less than that. And Wrightstown with multiple daggers right there, and all of a sudden we're going to have the running clock here, which I did not expect to see here tonight, the way this ball game was going.
Not at all. Like you said, we had a scoreless third quarter, and now we have 21 points put up by the Tigers in the fourth quarter.
Well, you know, Wrightstown, number 2 in the state in Division 4, and Marinette winless, and Marinette did hang tough with them for 3 quarters. It was a 21-7 game, certainly respectable. But then, like I said, things just unraveling here in the early part of the fourth quarter. And at this point, maybe the running clock is probably a good thing.
That's right. The stands are starting to file out. But you know what, Kit? It was a very, very exciting night, and the fans were really into this game until, like you said, just a few minutes ago. The crowd was really great tonight. Give them a lot of credit. Give the team a lot of credit for giving them something to cheer about tonight.
Yeah, I mentioned this earlier. It was a great atmosphere here tonight, especially early on, and And Wrightstown, well, the cream has a tendency to rise to the top, and it certainly did here tonight.
Wrightstown leads 42-7 with 8 minutes, 45 seconds left in the fourth quarter. They get ready to kick off. Here's the kick. This time it goes to Paris on the left side, looking for room. He has a little bit of room, cuts it across. Needed to break one tackle, just couldn't, got taken down by the ankles.
I still got about 15 yards on the return after he kind of broke through the first wave there and got to the 30-yard line.
Marinette takes over at their own 30-yard line, trailing 42-7. Running clock, 8 minutes, 22 seconds left in this ball game. Luke Johnson's still in there. I know you were saying Eldridge was warming up. I think I saw Luke go back in there.
Yeah, he did, but Eldridge probably just wants to stay loose in case he does get in on this chilly night and want to go in there cold.
Exactly right. The wing tee in tight. Jonte Webb out to the right side. Here's the snap. They fake the handoff. Johnson back. Goes deep. Looking for Jagelski. The ball's tipped. Incomplete.
There was the three white shirts there, the white and the blue uniforms of Wrightstown, and one Marine. That was James Jagelski, and luckily that wasn't picked.
I was hoping for a tip right to James, but didn't happen.
And a flag down, too, in the backfield, I believe. Yep.
Either looks like it might be holding.
Yeah, they're talking to the Tigers captains, and they may decline this, seeing it was incomplete. And, of course, the clock, it is stopped right now, which I'm not sure.
Now it's running again.
Oh, okay.
The clock was confused for a second. They do accept it. It was holding against Marinette. That'll bring up second down and 20.
Third infraction of the night on the Marines. 3 penalties for 20 yards.
Second down and 20. At their own 20-yard line. Jonte Webb out left. Johnson fakes the handoff under pressure. A little screen. Set up nicely. It looks like Kanine got it. He already picked up 10, and he goes for 13. Nice play there.
And that was set up beautifully. Kanine with the screen pass off to the left side as the offense is running the football. And Kanine good run after the catch, as I mentioned, 13 yards, and made somebody miss to get the additional yardage.
The first game of the year against Fox Valley Lutheran, they actually did that with him a few times. I think he had 3 catches that night, so that's a nice little play they could use. Second down and 7 for the Marines at their own 33-yard line. 6 minutes, 38 seconds left in the game. Marinette trails 42-7. Here's the snap. Johnson back, rolls to his right, fires out to the right side. James Jagelski makes the catch, but he only picked up, it looks like maybe 2 yards.
Yeah, and it's a third down, a manageable third down coming up.
Third down and 3.
I think the last 2 completions for Johnson, if I'm not mistaken, the first 2 completions of the second half for him.
You got it, yeah. He was 0 for 5 before those 2.
Yeah, so he was 8 for 10, so if my math is right, 10 for 15 now.
Third down and 3 for Marinette at their own 37-yard line. Jagelski in motion. His movement brought about 4 Tigers into the neutral zone, so we have a flag.
And that'll give Marinette a first down via the penalty, and that is, I believe, their first down of the second half.
First down Marinette at their own 42-yard line. They trail 42-7 with 5 minutes, 30 seconds left in the ball game. Somebody's wearing a Steelers blanket down there. First and 10 for Marinette at the 42-yard line. They give it to Jagelski up the middle. Hops, bounces it outside. He has room, Kit. Again, he's taken down by the back of the jersey. They don't call it this time. Nice run there.
That's the best run that James has had since week 2. And here it is, week 4 of the season, as he's been bottled up last week and then for most of the game tonight. But beautiful run there by James Jagelski and back-to-back first downs for the Marinette Marines. 17-yard
run for big number 21. That gives him 22 yards on 7 carries now. First down and 10 at the Tigers' 37-yard line for the Marines. They're traveling left to right. Weisgerber in motion. They hand it to him. Trying to get off the left side. Bounces it inside and has a nice run.
The ball came out, but the official saying that he was down already, so no
Very
turnover.
nice run.
Yep.
7-yard run there for Weisgerber. That'll bring up. Actually, maybe they gave him about 6.
And Dalton Weisgerber, he's had some nice runs, kind of a limited role for the Marines, but when his number has been called, he's responded nicely.
And he's only a sophomore, so better things to come. Marinette up to the ball, 2nd down and 5 at the Tigers' 32-yard line. Jonte Webb split to the right side. They hand it off to Hipke. Hipke, nice run. He cut it inside, bounced it outside, picked up a good 7-8 yards there.
And took the handoff from the lanky number 4, Eldridge, replaces Luke Johnson, quarterback. Another first down for the Marines.
Nice run there by Spencer Hipke. He's done a good job when we've seen him this year. Running clock, 3 minutes, 25 seconds left. Marinette trails 42-7. They have the ball at the Tigers' 22-yard line. Here's the snap. Eldridge gets it. He hands it off right up the middle. Bowling his way forward all the way to the first down, it looks like. Adam Wall, 10-yard pickup. That takes it all the way down to the 11-yard line. He actually picked up 11. 1st and 10 Marines with 2 minutes, 53 seconds left in the ball game. They're at the Tigers' 11-yard line. See if they can punch this one in. Eldridge brings the team up to the ball. Connor Nelson split out to the right. Eldridge hands it off. Up the middle goes Hipke. Nice run. Into the end zone. Spencer Hipke. Touchdown, Marinette.
Very nice run, and first score of his career at the varsity level, I do believe, for Spencer Hipke.
An 11-yard touchdown run for Spencer Hipke. Marinette's on the board in the second half. The score is now Wrightstown 42, Marinette 13. We await the extra point.
Yeah, get a late score here, generate something positive going towards the end of the game, and hopefully can carry over into next week.
Looks like Mr. Orange Shoes is out there. Garrett Walloway looks to tack on the extra point. Here's the snap. Kick is up, and it's blocked. And he still almost made it, kid. It got tipped, and it almost made it to the uprights, but no good. Extra point's no good. So the score is Wrightstown 42, Marinette 13. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by North Motorsports, the area's only full-line dealer of Honda, Can-Am, Ski-Doo, Sea-Doo, and Snapper outdoor products. From their friendly sales staff to their certified service technicians, they've got you covered. Visit North Motorsports at 3711 10th Street in Menominee, or give them a call at 906-863-5592. Also, Kane Chevrolet, driving the game to you is the #1 truck destination north of Green Bay. Kane Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, O'Connell, Marinette. There's that song again.
Pretty catchy.
2 minutes, 30 seconds left in this ball game.
I will say this, compliments to the music director here tonight. I'm not sure if Corey handles that, but been a wide array of good, energetic tunes. The kind you wanted a high school football game.
Definitely. We've had a good time listening to music.
Good atmosphere here, like I said before, and had a really good ball game going for a while. Unfortunately, Wrightstown took over, especially early in the fourth quarter, to make it a rout. Marines did get a touchdown here to stop the running clock now with under 3 to go, and ready to close things out.
42-13, the Tigers lead. Garrett Walloway gets ready to kick off. He's kicking left to right on your sports radio, 570 radio dial. Here's the kick. High kick off to the right side. It hits at the 20. Stops there. Picked up by Tyler Zanis. He of the touchdown run earlier, and he's met immediately by the Marines.
Yeah, excellent coverage there by the purple and white.
The Tigers will take over. It looks like around the 18-yard line. See if they get some reserves in, get some playing time. We have Michael Jackson going now. 2 minutes, 4 seconds left in this ball game. Running clock. First down and 10 from the 16-yard line, it looks like, right?
Yeah, well, the running clock should be no more. Because I believe once it's no longer the 35 points.
It's supposed to be, but it is. Oh, they just stopped it. Somebody stopped it. Timeout on the field. Kit and I will take a quick break, too, and be back on Sports Radio 570.
Where can you go to get a bite to eat before or after the game? Dexter's. Dexter's in Menominee has enough seating for the whole team and a menu to fit everyone's taste and appetite. Or call ahead and take your order to go. Dexter's looks forward to seeing you this year. Good luck to all M&M Sports participants. Dexter's, located on 10th Avenue in Menominee. Check out their menu online at dextersrestaurantonline.com and like us on Facebook.
Find your next truck at Kane, the #1 truck destination north of Green Bay for 2015. From the most dependable full-size pickups on the road, Kane delivers Silverado. Or the most advanced pickup ever, Kane delivers Sierra. Right now, visit Kane in Marinette or O'Connell to enter the Chevrolet Packers Ultimate Fan Sweepstakes. Win a 2016 Chevrolet and other great prizes. Over 300 quality vehicles at KaneGM.com, O'Connell, and Marinette.
Welcome back to Higley Stadium. First down and 10 from their own 16-yard line. The Tigers have it. Thanis again, Kit. A lot of room off the left side, and he picks up 13 yards.
Yeah, like you said earlier, he had the one carry for a touchdown earlier in this quarter here in the fourth, and now he gets a first down on that run. That's 13 first downs for Wrightstown unofficially here in the ballgame, and they just keep coming at you with that very talented running attack.
Tyler Thanis has 2 carries for 50 yards and 1 touchdown. 1 minute, 15 seconds left in this ball game. First down and 10 from their own 29-yard line. The Tigers have the ball. They run it off the right side, not much doing there. Gary Wall into the game. He gets the carry, picks up 3 yards.
You were talking earlier about the multitude of running backs they have on their roster. I think it's like 14.
A lot.
Yeah, I think everyone may carry tonight.
It looks that way.
Running out of time, though.
See what they can do. They've got 9 in the record books right now that have run tonight. 41 seconds left. I don't know if they can get 6 more carries before 38 seconds goes out. Second down and 6 from their own 33-yard line. They hand it off up the middle. Gary Wall again. He picks up a yard.
And that should be the last play of the game.
23 seconds left and ticking. Wrightstown 42, Marinette 13. Looks like we have they're just going to let the clock run out. Both teams will go to the middle of the field. And the final score tonight, Wrightstown 42, Marinette 13. Kit and I will tally up some stats and be back shortly on Sports Radio 570.
Hi, this is Paul, CEO of the Menominee County Federal Credit Union. We're proud to sponsor high school sports on Bay City Radio, and we encourage all of you to support high school athletics as well. We know there's no better way for our young people to learn the lessons of life than by competing in sports. The Menominee County Federal Credit Union, where you dream the dream, will help make it come true, with locations in Powers, Kearney, Stevenson, and Menominee. Persons living or working in Marinette and Menominee.
Prestige Auto Body and Truck Repair has over 25 years of experience to make your repairs fast, easy, and worry-free. With around-the-clock towing, electronic estimating, early drop-off, pick-up, delivery, and the comfort of knowing Prestige Auto Body and Truck Repair is an I-Car Gold Class shop, one of only 25 in the state, located on the corner of Highway 64 and 180 in Marinette. Call 715-732-4544. That's 715-732-4544 to get your estimate today. Prestige Auto Body and Truck Repair. They take the worry out of your collision repair.
Peshtigo National Bank, your locally owned independent community bank, supports all local high school sports. Since opening in 1901, they've grown to 5 locations in Peshtigo, Coleman, Oconto Falls, Gillett, and Marinette. Hometown banking with your neighbors and friends, Peshtigo National Bank has proudly served the community for over 100 years. Locally owned community banks support and help fund local projects. Keep your banking local and speak with a representative today. Good luck to all area high school teams from Peshtigo National Bank, member FDIC.
Here at PCM Credit Union, we are one of the few employee-based credit unions left in Wisconsin that provides a unique club-like atmosphere for its membership. We serve the employees of select companies and their families. We choose to remain this way so that we can do more and provide more financial options for our members' owners. We're now located right in your community. Come visit us at 1740 Stevenson Street in Marinette to find out the benefits you could receive by becoming a member owner of PCMCU. Or to learn how you may join, visit PCMCU.com. We're people caring more, investing in you, growing together. Membership eligibility required. Equal housing opportunity member NCUA.
Go west on 180 at the holiday. On cars and trucks every day. You're sure to save a bundle when you take that drive. West on 180 to the riverside. You get to the roundabout, make sure you yield. Don't go straight, cause it's all cornfields. Just turn left when you see that sign. Come on in to the riverside. We'll find what you're looking for. Just show up at our front door. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks. No overhead seats, you big bucks. Come take a ride. If you dare, out with the cows in the country air. Save big money on your next ride when you see your friends at Riverside. From the West Creek 64 until you get to our front door in Marinette. You're sure to save a bundle when you take that drive. One way or another, get to Riverside. One way or another, get to Riverside.
Welcome back to Higley Stadium, where the Marinette Marines fall to the Wrightstown Tigers tonight, 42-13. We'll start with a scoring summary. In the first quarter, the Tigers struck first. Took 2 plays, a 15-yard touchdown run by Hunter Cuso. The extra point was good. The score was 7-0 at the 7:10 mark of the first quarter. At the 5:02 mark of the first quarter, they struck again. 1 play this time. The quarterback, Zach Hayes, had a 33-yard touchdown run. The extra point was good, and it was now 14-0, and that's how the first quarter ended, 14-0, Wrightstown. In the second quarter, Marinette struck back. In 7 plays, 37 yards it took, a 7-yard touchdown pass from Luke Johnson to Dalton Weisgerber. The extra point was good. The score was now 14-7, Wrightstown. At the 2:56 mark of the second quarter, Wrightstown struck again. It took 14 plays, 61 yards, a 12-yard touchdown run by Bryce Herlock. The extra point was good, and the score was 21-7 at the half. The third quarter was scoreless, so going into the fourth quarter, the score was 21-7, Wrightstown. Right away in the fourth quarter, Wrightstown struck the 11:53 mark. 15 plays, 60-yard drive that started in the third quarter was capped by a 13-yard Andrew Vanderwall touchdown run. The extra point was good. It was 28-7. 16 seconds later, at the 11:37 mark, Hunter Cuso took him 1 play, 7-yard touchdown run. The extra point was good. It was now 35-7. At the 8:45 mark, they took 1 play again. This time it was 37 yards by Tyler Thanis. He had a 37-yard touchdown run. The extra point was good. It was 42-7. So that was 3 touchdowns in about 3 minutes in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, very deceiving because, like you said, it was 21-7 through 3, and then all of a sudden 3 scores in a very short amount of time. A turnover was in there by the Marines, and just like that, it ballooned from 21-7 to 42-7.
That's right, 42-7 it was, and Marinette tacked on a touchdown at the end at the 2:30 mark. An 11-yard touchdown run by Spencer Hipke. The extra point was no good. It was blocked. That brought the score to 42-13, and that's how it ended. Wrightstown 42, Marinette 13. Some individual stats. Marinette had 64 yards rushing, which was quite an accomplishment since they had 1 yard rushing at halftime. So they ended up with 64 yards rushing, 115 yards passing, so it was the opposite for the passing game because they had 100 yards passing at halftime, so they only had 15 yards passing in the second half. Leading the way tonight for the Marines was James Jagelski on the ground. He had 22 yards on 7 carries. Spencer Hipke was the only one who got into the end zone on the ground. He had a touchdown run. Luke Johnson passing tonight was 10 of 17 for 115 yards and 1 touchdown. Leading the way in the air, receiving-wise, Jonte Webb had 3 catches for 39 yards, he had those right away, too. So they never really got much to him the rest of the game. I think he had all 3 of those catches in the first quarter, maybe.
They keyed on number 85, that's for sure.
That's right.
Like I said, they also stopped that passing game in the second half with just 15 yards.
Nathan Paris also had 2 catches for 45 yards, and Dalton Weisgerber had a touchdown, 1 reception for 7 yards. For the Wrightstown Tigers tonight, a big night rushing, not to be surprised. They had 288 yards rushing, 104 yards passing. On the ground tonight, Hunter Cuso had 78 yards on 12 carries, 2 touchdowns. Bryce Herlock had 15 carries, 64 yards, and 1 touchdown. And Joshua Beaton, 4 carries, 27 yards. Passing for the Tigers, Zach Hayes was 4 of 10 for 104 yards tonight. Leading the way, receiving is Nate Cola. He had a 66-yard catch. 1 catch for 66 yards. And that's how it ended. Wrightstown 42, Marinette 13.
Yeah, so Wrightstown with almost 400 yards of total offense. Like I said, 288 on the ground. And the Marines, passing-wise, 100 yards in that first half, but unfortunately couldn't get things going in the second half in that department. Other stats here, unofficially, 13 first downs for Wrightstown compared to 8 for Marinette. Penalties, the Tigers were penalized 5 times for 45 yards, Marinette 3 for 20. Turnovers even at 2 in this contest. Marinette had an interception by... actually 2 fumble recoveries, I should say. And then as far as Wrightstown goes, they had an interception and also a fumble. So turnovers even at 2. And we'll be joined here in the postgame show by Marinette Marines head coach Andy Walters.
How you doing, Ken?
Real good, real good. And Coach, nice crisp night. Feels like football, huh?
Football weather, yes.
Yeah. And your team, we were talking at halftime when it was 21-7. Man, this game seems like it's closer than that. And you're down 35-0 at halftime a week ago. So a vast improvement. So you had to be pleased in that regard.
Defensively, I felt that we played 3 tough quarters of football. Look at the score; it's a little bit lopsided, and a lot of that happened within 2 minutes in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
I mean, that was our big discussion after the game is we have to play 4 quarters of football, not 3, especially against a good team like this. And we did some things tonight that didn't put ourselves in very good field position, and defense had our back against the wall, and sudden change and things like that. Our defense has to be able to have some brass, and we have to be able to handle that sudden change, handle that adversity, and that was one of the things that maybe we didn't do as well tonight.
And Coach, you knew about their vaunted running game coming in. Unofficially we had them for around 288 yards, and with that 3-headed monster with that full house backfield. There's really no surprises there, but what is the key to trying to stop that?
Well, they try to outnumber you at the point of attack. They can block things a little bit differently, so you have to change your alignments on the edge. They'll seal guys, they'll kick guys, and if you stay in the same look, they're going to hurt you. So you got to be able to switch things up a little bit, and that's what we were trying to do. They were able to get us on some, we were able to get them on some, and that's the kind of game it is when you play a good football team. They're going to get you on some, you're going to get them on some. But I thought our defense did a good job, especially early, in not allowing any big plays. After the punt and after that turnover on offense early in the game, we allowed them 2 quick touchdowns, which was disappointing. But for the rest of the half, I thought our kids did a pretty good job of making them earn what they had, and we were able to force them to punt, and like I said, I thought our kids played 3 tough quarters of football. It's just
as I mentioned, it was 21-7 at halftime, and it could have been 21-14. The Marines stopped inside the 5-yard line on downs, so close, but again, just 21-7 at the intermission. And one of the reasons you were still in the contest there was obviously the passing game. Luke Johnson, who is a fine signal caller for your team and a captain, and he played one of his best halves, I thought, of his career. 8 out of 10 in the first half for 100 yards, and he was under some duress, made some people miss, and hung in the pocket and threw some strikes, and really showing some leadership out there.
They're really bringing the wood to us up front, and playing real aggressive on our run, and we had a tough go at it tonight running the ball, so we had to try to take advantage of their aggressiveness on defense, and hit him on some play action things and stuff like that. And like I said, in the first half, I think Luke did a very good job of managing that. And also our receivers did a good job of running routes, which was an emphasis of ours also this week, because in the past they weren't very good. And I thought our kids did a better job of running routes. And, we had a couple breakdown in protections, but I thought we protected much better tonight, too.
And speaking of running routes and also execution, one of the better plays of the night in the first half, when you had the pass to Nathan Parris that Luke threw, where you had everything going to the right, Webb was slid out to the right, and you come back the other way, and Parris was wide open, took it down about 33 yards off the left sidelines.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of sprint out pass away from our tight end to our trip side, and we noticed that they're really overplaying that, especially from the backside, trying to run us down, so we were able to take advantage of that with the backside screen.
All right, well, here you stand now at 0-4, but, man, it's been a tough schedule going up against a state-ranked team here tonight. And you got the Panthers of O'Connell Falls next week, so a road game, and nothing's going to be easy. What do you know about O'Connell Falls in the early going here?
Not a whole lot yet.
Okay, good.
We watched a little bit of film. Haven't really broke them down yet. I'll start that tomorrow. But I know they run multiple formations, and they run a lot of option and those types of things. So we'll get a look at them this weekend.
Yeah, we'll get more from you next week after you have a chance to check some film, and we'll see you next week in O'Connell Falls. And 3/4 of some pretty solid football by your Marines here tonight. A complete game next week. Hopefully that'll be in the cards.
Yeah, we got to build on that.
Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, kid. You guys do a great job.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Again, Coach Andy Walters here of the Marinette Marines here on the post-game show here on Sports Radio 570. And a very entertaining game for 3/4. And then, like Coach Walters said, things kind of just unraveled there with the 3 quick scores by the Tigers in a very short amount of time. And that made things, as far as the outcome with the score, made it look a lot worse than it really was for Marinette. I know somebody just maybe reads it in the paper, hears on the radio tomorrow, and seeing the score like, another rout. Well, you know what? There were some encouraging signs here tonight.
There really were, and I think this is the most encouraging game of the season so far. And for the coaches, I think this is a building block because, like he was saying, they did a lot of things. And as I was listening to your interview, I noticed what he was saying now that I think back in the game. The routes were a lot crisper tonight, and you could tell that it was helping Luke Johnson because he knew where the receivers were going to be. If you're not running crisp routes, it really puts the quarterback in a bad position because he drops back expecting you to be 7 yards down the field doing a slant and you're 5 yards or you're off to the right a little bit, and that really helps out a lot, and it really did look good. It looked very crisp. The passing game looked very, very good in the first half.
And it's a matter of trust in that in the passing game, quarterback and his intended targets, wide receivers and tight ends, and backs coming out of the backfield too. You got to have that trust in knowing where they're going to be, and it all plays into being a team.
That's right. Well, that will do it for tonight. The final score: Wrightstown 42, Marinette 13. Kit and I will be back Friday night in O'Connell Falls as the Marines look for their first victory of the year. So come back next Friday, probably about the same time, Kit? About 6:40, we'll have the pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff. Join us again next Friday.
You can mark it down.
You got it. For Kit Donaldson, I'm Eric Bergstrom. Thanks for listening, and have a great night.
Marinette Marines High School sports broadcasts are brought to you by North Honda Motorsports, Bayshore Credit Union, Riverside Auto, Tri-City Physical Therapy, Menominee County Federal Credit Union, Prestige Auto Body, Peshtigo National Bank, Dexter's, Kane Chevrolet Buick GMC, Bayside Motorsports, and PCM Credit Union.